Good evening, folks. Fox Outdoors here, aka Cliff, for the first couple of minutes on. Damn. Doug on the prowl. Doug is stalking me today. I got to admit, Doug, that was the fastest I've ever had anybody pop up onto a live. Like, that was like nigh on instant. Ooh, Cecilia, you got the notice? I literally just went live like a half a second ago. And Doug beat everybody. Like, I don't know how. He must have just straight been like staring at YouTube. But good evening, Doug. Good evening, Jason, Cecilia. Hope all is well. I hope you are having a little bit more success in the garden and the vermin are not eating your stuff. Apparently, I didn't wash that as well as I thought I did. Top's clean, so I don't care. So we will be starting tonight off with last week's fiasco, or I should say Wednesday's fiasco. I thought Jason was going to maybe have a beverage, and he did not, and I forgot about mine. So this is what happens to a Red Bull can when you leave it in the freezer overnight. Yeah. Popped the top off. Well, it didn't pop it off, it deformed it. The funny part is it didn't even touch the bottom. It just completely deformed the top of that. I mean, look at that. That is so weird. But let's get the opening test. So here we go. Still opened just as well, so Doug, I thought you were already subbed to me. That's why you're here every week. I thought you were automatically like subbed already. And it is windier than Hades outside right now, folks. Like, it is what I'd like to call bastard wind. Like, this is ridiculous. And it literally only started at about 4 o'clock. All day long at work, wasn't windy. I was going in and out of the store, checking stuff, looking outside. Good evening, Molly. How's it going? Grace, how's it going? Good to see everybody. Yeah, I left work. Almost got smacked with a door. Hey, camera, don't start with me. I haven't even started drinking yet. And like, she is just howling outside right now. Shit, I might get half a drink out of this one, and I don't think I have spare. Oh wait, never mind. Yeah, I do. I bought one. Oh, gotcha. Oh, you have a different button. That's interesting. I've got like 5 people in the chat and only 2 people watching. How in the heck does that even make sense? Taste it. What am I gonna taste? The rainbow? No, that's I'm pretty sure it tastes just fine. It's just frozen. So it was yeah, it was just weird. I forgot about it until like the next day, and I was like, ooh, my Red Bull's still in the freezer. So I was like, oops. Yeah, I got it out the next morning, and I was like, ooh, snap. And I poured myself way too much water in my water bottle. Poured it all over myself in the fridge. So we've already eaten today, so hopefully we won't torment too many people with snacks and food talk and whatnot, but we may or may not, because this is my channel, and you know what? Sometimes that's just where it goes. Kind of yes and kind of no. Let me actually see here. Caffeine content, 114 milligrams, blah, blah, blah. says not recommended for children. No duh. Yeah, so it's got carbonated water, sugar, glucose, aka sugar. So more sugar, different kind of sugar, but glucose is still sugar. Citric acid, taurine, natural and artificial flavors. I thought there was a bug on me. Sodium bicarbonate, aka baking soda. Magnesium carbonate, colors, caffeine, niacinamide, pyridoxine, HCl, vitamin B6, calcium. I thought that said potatoes. That's pantothenate or pantothenate. Some of these words, I swear. Don't find these words in the English dictionary, but yes, somehow they're on a freaking label randomly. Vitamin B12. So yeah, carbonated water. So it is technically carbonated, but it's not carbonated like your standard sodas. Yeah, somehow I was looking at that earlier. I managed to get like three more subs again. Well, maybe it's because of my little funny short cutting off the piggy tails. That thing's almost gotten me 500 views. I cleaned up on Thursday, but when I wasn't expecting that particular live Thursday, so I just kind of I had it on and I just kind of stayed in the background while I was doing other things. And I was kind of paying attention off and on here and there to some of the questions, but frankly, I just wasn't having it. To be dead honest, I just was not feeling it. So I did not participate. I also did not make my presence known. But I was there in spirit and watch hours. But yeah, clean shaven. And I've actually started to notice that I'm getting higher and higher on this side just because I have to shave this left-handed on the right side. And it's weird. I can't do it left-handed because last time I tried shaving this left-handed, like I even got a spot there that I didn't get right. So this spot's a little lower. This spot's a little higher. I mean, I'm looking dead center at the camera right now. And that's a bit of a high spot. Oh, well. Wow, more rain. You just can't get away from that rain, can you? Like, sounds to me like your weather just does not want you to grow anything this season. And here, I'd be more than happy to take your guys' rain. Give me all the rain you want. Hell, give me 3 days worth of rain. I don't care. That'll saturate, it'll suck into the ground, no problemo. Yeah, well, you know what? This is not a standard bowl cut, Jason. This is just what I've been cutting. This is how I've been cutting my hair since I was in high school. And I stopped for a few years. Every once in a while. I've only done it, honestly, I've only cut my hair off since high school like 3 times. Like just completely shaved it off and then just let it all grow and then restarted. Good evening, Mallory. We put them to bed. Ooh. By the way, Mallory, they need to drink more milk or hose water. That's what they need. They need more hose water. Hose water. Yeah, hose water. Mallory knows what I'm talking about. They need to drink more hose water. Hose water and nachos. Gravy boat. Nah. At some point, maybe next year, maybe the year after, I might just clean shave this all the way off and then start from scratch. And also, cheers for those of you who may have a spicy beverage. Or not cheers for those who don't have a spicy beverage. I've had a very strange week, so I'm having a spicy beverage. Yeah, see, I knew Mel would know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I don't understand that one either. Like, in that environment, how? Like, you're exposed to everything. Like, I'm technically in a sterile environment, or, well, a clean environment, due to my workplace. I have to be sanitized constantly over there. Hands are always constantly dried out, but hey, you know what? That's life. And I rarely get sick. But then again, bacteria can't survive on nachos, hot dogs, and Doritos. And the aforementioned weekly refill of high fuel or high octane fuel. So, I also don't think they can survive on cheese puffs either. Plus, I do eat a ridiculous amount of cheese every week. Like a ridiculous amount of cheese. Which is probably why I don't drink as much milk as I used to. I used to go through like a gallon of milk every 2 days when I was living on my own. I would just sit there and I would half a gallon of milk, bowl of cereal. Literally one bowl of cereal. Well, multiple refills, but like, I'd have one bowl and I would just refill until I was about halfway gone with the milk. And last of that, the standard stir it up with a spoon and chug because that's where all the good bits are. And yeah, I would go through 3-4 gallons of milk a week. That's awesome, Grace. That is awesome. You getting more and more mobile, or? Yeah, see, I think your kids. I mean, yeah, I can't even English right now. Hold on, my brain just shut off. Let's try that again. Your kids are the opposite of myself and my sister, Mal. My sister always got sick, and she was the younger one. I'm the older one, and I never get sick. Like, I have not been sick in probably 12 years. Yeah, I know. I saw the post earlier. Mrs. Frizzy Hair over there. And here, I thought it was windy on my side. I bet that feels a lot lighter, though, not having that extra, like, 3.5 pounds of nylon stuck to your head. And it's probably a lot safer when you're dealing with the chainsaw. Because I know a lot of us were kind of concerned about that hair getting stuck in the chainsaw and just be like, "Wah." Then take chainsaw to the face, which that would not be information I would be able to deal with. Be like, why haven't we seen Mallory? Chainsaw to the face. No! I just kicked my cookies. I'm center in my desk. And it's off to the side. I still kicked it. But, yeah, for those who have been watching or haven't been watching, Miss Mallory over there has been making some major headway on her property. She has removed a bunch of trees. Yeah, I don't know what it is when they do those braids. They weave that stuff where it almost feels like you're getting Botox and it just squeezes everything together. Yeah, I have the same problem when I do this one, but the problem is it makes I got a flat spot in the back of my head because I never take this thing out. I always just have it there. Yes, it did. But you were having fun. It was only like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Yeah, no, it was 2 weeks ago. You still had fun though. Grace, it actually took me a minute to realize what that word meant. I'm like, your gait? I'm like, what does the front gate have to do with you walking? And then I was like, oh wait, that means stride. It's another word for stride. My brain hurts and I'm not even drunk yet. I've had like one swig out of this. Swig. One. Swig. Swiggity swig. Oh, and by the way, Mallory, unfortunately for the piggy tails, I just kind of chopped them up and threw them in the compost bin. I didn't know what to do with them. I didn't really have any plans for them at the moment, so I just chopped like 4. Oh, I have 5 of them growing, surprisingly. I'm leaving one because I want more seeds, even though I have seeds. Somewhere back there, I've got seeds, but I want fresh seeds because those seeds are like 2 or 3 years old now. Hey, Rabbit, how's it going? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. So I did leave one piggy tail. They're gonna hate me for this. I know they probably make some. I know they made the homesteading channels that I do watch. They use the scapes for a lot of, but I only had 4 scapes. I wasn't gonna make much with it, to be dead honest. If I would have had, say, 20, 30, 40 of them, I could have done a lot more with it. But I only had 4, and they weren't very long because I was not letting them get too big. Because I remember that mistake from the first time I did those, and I let the piggy tails grow because nobody told me I had to snip the damn things off to get bigger garlic. Hence the reason why I had very, very tiny garlic bulbs. I did not know that. I did not know that. I did not know that. And by the way, I have garlic butter. Don't mind the red and blue logo on top, which we all know whose that is, but this is not sponsored. But yeah, I got garlic butter. Haven't even touched it. I kind of what's really funny is I like putting this on toast, well, bread, and then toast it. Get some really, really nice garlic toast. I'm weird. I'm very weird. I will have to keep that in mind, Mal, for next time. This is not going to be the only time I'm growing those hardneck. I'm hoping this season I will be getting a lot more. Because you gave me 2. I planted all of them, and I think I planted something like 16 of them things. Didn't do so well because my environment is not exactly conducive for growing hardneck garlic. So I wasn't really sure what to do. I mean, I had already planted it. At that time, I wasn't really looking at garlic videos to see how to grow garlic because I figured it's like everything else. Stick it in the ground, wait till it pops up, and then when the plant dies, you yank it out of the ground. Similar to a potato plant. That's the only thing I can think of is similar to a potato plant. Stick it in the ground. It grows. It pops up out of the ground. You get nice whatever, and when the plant dies, pull it out. But no, garlic is way more challenging. There's the watering, and then there's the lack of watering. Garlic is strange. And it's the one thing I never really see anybody talk about is the frequency to which you water it. For hardneck garlic, I know you plant it. Usually, I believe it's right before your first frost date or before your first winter freeze. And then you just leave it in the ground and it pops back up in spring. Now, for hardneck garlic, because it is technically a cold climate, is it considered a tuber? Yeah, see, I have to water mine constantly. Well, I don't actually water mine all that often. To be dead honest, even in my environment, I will only water my garlic about once every 2 weeks, or when the leaves start drooping more than they normally should, that's when I water it. And I'll water it fairly decent because I do have like a 4-inch layer of hay on top of it, so they're not drying out super fast. Otherwise, I'd be watering those things every 3 or 4 days. But yeah, I go about 2 weeks and then I water my garlic. So I watered them today. I won't have to water them again and probably till like the 5th next month. But yeah, if you're in an area that gets a decent amount of rain or frequent rain, then yeah, you wouldn't have to worry about watering your plants. But if you're in the desert like I am and your rain cycle sucks worse than a 48-year-old Hoover vacuum with a broken belt. Yeah, but Mel, you got to remember, I live in the desert and they're in the sun. So by that statement, I should already be pulling all my other garlic out because the bottom, the leaves already have some of them leaves. They're getting all nice and crispy. I just break them off and then the plant just keeps going because I know full well that there is no way that I've had enough time for that to grow. Because I put those in there in November. I've only had 6-7 months for them to grow. That's not even close to harvest date on the regular garlic. I am, however, thinking of topping them just a little bit, taking kind of just coning them up and just snipping off like 4 inches just to see if that'll help them grow a little bit. But yeah, I've got the hardneck is the one that I really want to keep going because that is the stuff that you gave me. And I would like to keep that going. If I could possibly for the next 20 years, I would love to keep Canadian garlic just running in my yard. Only problem is, after 3 years, is it really Canadian garlic? Or is it heirloom New Mexico hardneck garlic? Because it's used to my environment. Okay, so I just did those yesterday or the day before. So I think yeah, Thursday. I popped them off on Thursday. So you say a month and a half, so 6 weeks. Let's see, I need to pull those probably then in the hell's today? May, June, July. About middle of July. Say July 15th, I have to pull those. Keep that in mind, folks. Remind me, July 15th, I've got to pull out my garlic. But again, I did leave one. I left one because I want the seeds. I will do that. Just remind me because I'll probably forget. I don't have as an extensive garden as you did on the old property, but I have a lot of stuff, like a lot of stuff in one area. It's ridiculous. I'd love to do an aerial. You know what? I'd have just climbed my ass up on the roof, just take an aerial shot of my whole front garden. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Yeah. Yeah, see, that's what everyone says that it for especially for hardneck, it's like 3 years, but I think in my environment I can get them to go faster. I did plant some, forgot what planter I put them in, sadly. So I have no idea if 3 years from now I'm just gonna randomly see garlic popping up in an area that I'm like, I don't remember putting it there. Because the one planter where I cut the piggy tails often, I did not plant anything in that planter. Good evening, Rob. How's it going? One could say the same there, Mr. Rob. Because like I said, somewhere over here, I have, I don't know where it's at. Oh, it's actually over there. Watch, let me grab it. I still have a whole bunch of seeds. Well, shit. That's not good. I hope that wasn't open. Oh, good. That one's still sealed. Whoo! Dumped my Cajun seasoning on the floor and almost dumped a whole bunch of. Apparently, I got pinto or beans and screws and some other stuff over here that I don't know what the heck. I don't remember putting it there. But yeah, I still have this jar full of garlic seeds from the hardneck. and a couple of pieces of garlic in there, which may or may not have actually helped preserve these or have actually killed them. I have no idea. These actually may or may not be dead by now. Let's see. I think these seeds may or may not be non-viable. Yeah, they're looking a little yellow. I think they got a little too dry. Although garlic is kind of weird. You can dry out garlic in. All right, well, tell her I say happy birthday. Garlic seeds. They look like little miniature onions, like seed onions. But yeah, weird things. Night Mel, take care. Thanks for stopping by. Like I said, let the little one know, which I think is Ariel. Say happy birthday. Or is it Jude? I can't remember which one's the oldest. My brain hurts. But yeah. So as far as I'm aware, Cecilia, the only garlic that produces seeds are hardneck garlic. Your standard soft neck or grocery. Yeah, Jude. Okay. Okay, so Jude is the youngest. I got to try to remember. I've had this information before, but my brain is just toast. And the thing is, I watched that video earlier today too. Your English video, which I hope you get a laugh at my comment, Mel. Yeah, I had to put that in there. But you take care, be well, be safe. Maybe she'll come back in the hot tub. Back again. Back in town. Smack a clown. Laugh because he's frowned. I don't know. Anywho's, but yeah. So I have never seen standard store-bought garlic ever produce seeds. For that matter, I've never actually seen them produce flowers. So begs the question, it would honestly take me one day if I was physically there and I could just be like, Jude, and then she turned around and was like, yes, and okay, and then my brain would be like, that one's Jude, the other one's Ariel. It would just take me one day. But yeah. So again, as I was going on and saying, begs the question how garlic was originally established. I understand that it was possibly wild, but wild garlic is definitely way different than what we have nowadays. So what we have now has been cultivated to be that way. For all I know, original generation strain alpha of garlic was just one giant chunk that looked like a damn onion. And then over the years, we somehow managed to convince the genome of that species to split apart into multiple little tiny grafts, or like little bulbies. Yeah, genetically altered. But at what stage was that genetically altered? So again, what did official alpha generation 1 like original Neanderthal style strain of garlic look like? Tells you what freaking original strain watermelon looked like, and even some of the fruits. But I don't think I've ever seen what original garlic looked like. I'm going to Google that right now just because I'm bored. Yeah, but see, I wanted to know what ancient garlic look like? Every picture I've popped up so far, or that it's popped up or given me, has been garlic with multiple cloves. But I want to know what ancient garlic looked like. Let's do it this way. Well, according to pictures, ooh, now that would be, oh, I would love to get my hands on some of that. Ooh. So I guess I will have to take back my statement because it looks like, from what I'm seeing on here, Google-wise or picture-wise, ancient garlic looked exactly the same as what we kind of have now. That is rather interesting. And the thing that I said I would like to get my hands on would be black garlic. Now that I think would be fun to grow. Now somebody over here, once we get them on panel, now Gen X garlic can eat it. Nosferatu period. Don't know if Jason's being funny or actually like serious on that one. Technically, what I've been growing is Gen X garlic. Although Gen X, I don't know. These generations are just, it's hard. I'm considered a millennial, but under other standards, I'm considered Gen X, which is dumb. But I'm considered, my age range is millennial. We always get the shit end of the stick. Like, why is millennials getting all the crap? Like, I think it should be all the ones after millennials that are getting all the crap because they don't want to do anything. Lazy. I'm sorry, but anyone born in 2000 is useless. With the few exceptions, Jason. With the few exceptions. There are the few exceptions. We'll call them the 3%. But yes. Yes. But anyways, I was going to do another short today, but before I popped on the live, I was going to post it, but I never got a chance to film it because I had to go water my plants because the wind sucked all the moisture out of the freaking top 3 inches of soil. So all my plants were all sad. Sad. They were all sadness. Because, yeah, this wind is ridiculous. Like I said, it was fine all day long till about 4 o'clock, and all of a sudden, wind. And I'm talking like gusty wind, like 20, 30 miles an hour. And it has been this way for the last 3 days. Actually, what's today? Saturday? 4 days. Wednesday was windy. Thursday was windy. Friday was windy. Today is super windy. And it's red flag warning from Saturday 11 a.m. to Saturday 9 p.m. Mountain District time. Only because of the wind, and the red flag warning is because of all of the crap that the wind is blowing around. So it's dust and dirt and pollen and everything else. Sunset's in about an hour and 15 minutes. Accordingly, ooh, it's double windy. So, double farty. And tomorrow is going to be sunny. Nice. I like that. Ooh, funky weather on my days off. That's great. Oh, my freaking, how? Somebody tell me how it's going to be cloudy all day long, but it's going to be 93 degrees on freaking Tuesday. That don't make no sense. Why? Why is it hotter on a cloudy day than it's been when the sun's been out? Alamodis. Jason, you better get all your plants out the greenhouse, at least the ones that survived, that your daughter didn't murder. She's a plant murderer. Plant murderer. Speaking of which, plant murderer, how is your elephant garlic? You did not show it in the video, or at least I did not catch it. Ooh, that's actually not too bad. $3 a pound. Ooh, gas is getting cheap over there. How far is the dollar store from where you're at, Cecilia? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Grace. I've had like the last week, it's been in the 80s, like mid 80s, sunny as all heck. You would think it feels hotter than it is out there. But no, Tuesday, it's like, we're cloudy. Here's 93-degree heat. Okay, why not? That's like sitting in a parka in the freaking sauna with the lights off. Are you serious? Are you serious, Jason? Your ears, you typed so you can't hear? What is this old fart stuff I'm hearing? Am I hearing some old fart complaints? It's lonely. His one potato doing potato things. Oosh. Well, you can't just be sitting around, Cecilia. You got to get some blood flow going. Got to get the blood flowing. I have to throw that one in there. That is hilarious. That's that whole you know you're getting old when you have to turn the radio down to see farther. Yep. I remember some of those. I'm getting there. I'm getting there, but I'm still not in my 50s yet. I still got 7 years. Just a little under a decade. Decade, Kincaid. Ooh, I got 4 people watching. Oh no. I just realized I do not have my YouTube chat up. Been at this for like an... Oh, sure. Oh, way to give me a notification there, Northern Girl. So, making fish. And I think there was another one earlier. I think JV was doing a live on his Temu, weird Temu stuff. Search for my... Oop, there I am. Right on the top. Well, bams. Yeah, 554 viewers. Some scribbers. I think I might have to change my profile layout on my front picture. So that's an old one. That one was beef. No, that was after I redid the patio. I got carrots. I think 2 citrus trees. Nope. So I had 1 apple tree, which, and I'm mad because that apple tree actually died. I'm so mad. I had carrots. My indoor plant. I'm trying to figure out what these other ones were. I don't remember. Might have been onions. One's a pecan tree. Actually, I think 2 of those are pecan trees. That one looks like onions or garlic. I think that was my lettuce bed and my carrots. I might have to redo my top layout page. Might have to update it. I should anyway, because it's been a while. I give myself a thumbs up. Whoop! Jason's catching me. He's right there. I think I gotta just start doing more shorts. I think somehow managed to, I don't know how I get more traction on those, which doesn't make any sense. How I can get more traction on a freaking 15-second video versus a video that actually has information. The YouTube algorithm is weird. Jason and Molly actually got a notification. Yeah, Cecilia said she got a notification too. Don't like, oh, how do I put this? Like, don't just like walk from like one end of the city to the next in one day, just like little by little. It's like if you have the option of walking around your house in one, like the outside of your house, not the inside. Like if you have the perimeter of your house, if you have the option of walking around. Ooh, Rob's killing us. Rob's got us by 40. Yeah, my watch hours are. Hey, I'm giving myself a thumbs up, but I'm not thumbing myself while I give up. And I do have rubber gloves around here. I have 7mm mechanics gloves. So, never mind. I was about to say something even worse than that. Oh, there you go. No, that's close enough to a notification. I've only got 4 people watching. Woohoo! I'm just as bad as Collins now. I think I've seen a total of 8 people in his live on Thursday. They actually are. They're, shit, I don't know. Hold on, let me grab the box. Oh, nitrile gloves. Super, super durable. But, yeah, these are the, I got these things. Heavy-duty mechanics gloves. Big old suckers. Should have gotten the mediums, but, oh well. The only problem I see with these, I hate wearing gloves like this, is because I generate a lot of heat as it is. And I have no idea who Ryan Hall is. Yeah, these are technically supposed to fit me. They're a little big, but still wear them anyway. I've had that box for like 3 years, 4 years. Hey, Dan, how's it going? Good to see you. Ooh, Dan's catching. Dan's catching. Oh, and Eagle. How's it going, Bearded Eagle? Good to see everybody tonight. That's Grace. That's the funny thing. Even with that, is because that I did the one video of where'd the snow go. Now it peaked at like 1,300 views, but that was over like a 2 or 3 week period. Like the first day I posted it, I think I was at like 53 views, and then all of a sudden, I didn't even know that thing took off until Jason told me. Because once I post them, I usually don't pay attention to that. Jason was like, dude, have you seen Where'd the Snow Go video? And I'm like, no. I was like, why? What happened to it? And he goes, you're at like freaking 1,200 views. And I said, what? And I still got more views after that. So like it blew my mind that I got that thing up to 13 or 1,700 views. Now I have to check. Because let's see, cutting the piggy tails, I've got 553, which is hilarious because that's what my current sub count is. It's So Steep got me 1,300. Let's see. I know there's more. Where I gotta figure out content. Nope, I meant content. Content. Gotta go to my shorts. Corn porn got me 50. That video, Jason, flopped harder than a dead flounder. I got 420 on the Jiffy Update planter, which is weird. Tree Be Gone got me almost 530. Yeah, where'd the snow go? 17,000 views. Like, what the heck? Right, YouTube's weatherman. That's what I feel like today. Oh, that's who Ryan Hall is. Gotcha. Oh, is that the dude that does the stuff from his trees? He's got like 20 trees in his property. Is that the one you were telling me about the other day, Jason? That he does all the trees on his property, and then he'll film it at a different angle on the same tree like a week later. So everybody thinks he's got like 500 trees. John DeLorean. Speaking of tornado weather, who was it? You told me that somebody got their house wiped out. Was it oh my god. I like literally forgot you told me and I was like shocked. Yeah, Snow in the Desert only got me 422, but Where'd the Snow Go got me freaking 1,700 views. Makes no sense. YouTube's algorithm is weird. You told me somebody's house got wiped out. We might have to start a funds page so he can help get him back on his feet. Herbert's here, so obviously it wasn't him. I think it was God damn it. Now I can't remember who you told me got their house wiped out by the tornado. Said right through his house. Sucked it all up. I think it was one of our viewers, one of our regulars. Like, help me out here. You were telling me somebody. I swear to God, you told me somebody else the other day when we were talking. No, you said somebody's house got wiped out by the tornado, went right through Iowa or whatnot in that area. I swear you're the one that told me about that. No. You got 15 minutes, sir. Hold your pants. Hold your pants. Hold your damn pants. Put your seatbelt on. It's not time. It is not time. Fine then. Fine then. I will not say as you do, and I won't do as you don't not say. Oh, come on, there's got to be a better one. There has to have been done a better one. Fine then. Since Jason wants to be funny. There you are, Jason. There is your link. Along with other varieties and versions of link. Neener, neener, neener. Neener, neener, neener. So I have put the link in. Dun-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Dyer Family Farm 764 does the redneck weather. I don't know. You were telling me about this on Wednesday, and I thought it was funny. That home dude does videos in his front yard or his yard, and he does like different angles on his trees. So it makes it look like he's got like a forest of trees. So there. Now y'all can't complain and say that I didn't put link up. Neener, neener, neener. I had it on as big screen as I could possibly have put it on. Actually, I'm going to go back to my YouTube studios. You can actually see 5:54. I'll put another short out tomorrow. Since my hashtag corn porn didn't do any well, I will do hashtag Pete in the yard. My peas are actually doing good, which is surprising considering they had to grow through like 4 inches of freaking hay. Yeah, they had to grow. My peas had to grow through 4 inches of hay in the shade, and they're getting bigger. They're getting bigger. I watered them today, but yeah, I think they need a little bit more sun. God, that wind is nasty. I need a wind turbine. I think I might have to actually buy me a wind turbine. Huh, Vivor has one for 121. Interesting. There is no way Home Depot sells a wind turbine. What? 500 watt, 5 blade, auto adjust, windward direction, blah, blah, blah. That's got to be one of those online deals. Speaking of which, oh yeah, that's a ship to store kind of thing. Wow. So according to this that I'm looking at now, just because I decided to Google wind turbines, I do not need to go all the way over there. $153. Ooh, I'm saving a whole $8. Losers. Ooh, get a Home Depot card and I can save an additional 25 off. But yeah, for some reason, you can only get 3 of these per order. So you place an order, you wait a couple of days, and then you place another order. Cool. Oh, that's funny. That's the Vivor wind turbine, and Home Depot sells it, which you have to order online. That is hilarious. Anyways, just a couple more minutes. Oh, dude, you'd be surprised how much I had to pee in my garden. I haven't commented on Instagram somebody's post. They were doing one of the guys I follow on there. He was doing a tagged a tagged post or whatever on another dude, and he had some nice, it looked like sugar snap peas, I think. And on my comment, I had to do it. My comment was, "It looks like I'm not the only one that peed in my garden." Out of so many, like the dude that was the original post, he laughed at that one, and then I think it was Bearded Woodsman was the one who posted it. He was laughing, or was it Bearded Woodsman or Bearded Burton? One of those, but yeah, they were laughing at that. Hey, Obstacle, how's it going? Sneaking on in. You're meant to be reading the same report. I did. I've peed in numerous locations on my property, and so far it's only taken off, or I should say it's settled in one area. Grace, I have been reading the comments, and I am still definitely missing something. And Jeff is, Jesus Christ, I froze on my screen. Jeff is still alive, for those of you who are curious. He is just really busy with family and life stuff. So if we see Jeff, we see Jeff. So far, I'm doing pretty good, aside from the wind, but I managed to get all my plants that I needed watered before the wind got real bad. I actually half expected to come home and see all my sunflowers just destroyed. He even peed in the compost pile. I'm on the wrong page. How are you gonna dig a hole with a corkscrew? Maybe, I don't know. I definitely have missed something. Nice. I swear to God, I have like, I don't get notifications. I have to go to now. You know what? Let me make sure I'm actually still subscribed to this. I am not. What the hell? How am I not subscribed to Dan's channel? Oh, I'm pissed. Oh, I'm pissed. I thought I had subscribed to that thing ages ago. My bad, Dan. My bad. No, I swear to God I was subscribed to that. Freaking YouTube must have just deleted me. YouTube must have done deleted me. That is a nice 13-foot kayak, though. Or is that the 16-footer? Fatwood Tinder. Let's see. Is that the recent one? Oh, yeah. Ultimate Fatwood Tinder, making tips and tricks. I don't know how well you're gonna do making that with a corkscrew. That's gonna be really, really hard. Really hard. There's the tent he brought, the Amazon UPN 6-person tent. That man had luxury in that tent. That was a huge tent, like huge tent. Yeah, I cheat you not, Dan. I swear to God, I had subbed to your channel ages ago, but I think YouTube likes to pop off, delete people off channels every once in a while. Because, you know, it's YouTube and screw them. They like to, just really mess with us. But, yeah. I was wondering why I hadn't gotten a notification in forever. The auger bits that I find that work the best for making shavings is they're round ones. They kind of look like a bolt that has like cutouts in it. It's hard to explain. Oh my God, I have. Because I have a standard auger bit. I have one of the Diablo auger bits, the 3-tine one with a self-tapping, and that sucker eats through wood like nobody's business. Oh, now let's see if I can actually find. Because your standard auger bit's going to be like what they use for the old hand drills that have the weird square-shaped end that you lock in. That is absolutely funny. I cannot find. Oh, here we go. Mine's not a Bosch, yeah, or Daredevil, but yeah, this is the one I'm talking about. So, oops, wrong. I swear, half the time I don't pay attention. I always hit the wrong button. Screen. God almighty. So I have a version like this, but mine's a 3-bit or 3 twist. And that sucker chews through wood like nobody. Works absolutely fantastic if you're using an impact drill. Standard drill bit or a standard drill, these will actually get stuck. But if you use this on like an impact drill, ooh, it eats through wood like you would not believe. There we go. That's the other one. The Forstner bits are the ones I'm talking about. These guys. I don't know if that changed or not. I got there we go. These things. Oh, that actually did change. So that one right there, that Forstner bit, that's a 2-inch. But yeah, those ones are really good at making wood shavings, and they'll make fairly good fine wood shavings. Yeah, I have it. I mean, I with the I can do it with a hand auger on that one too, because that one does have the one I have has a threaded end or the screw tip, so I can do it with hand tools. It would suck. Probably not the best style for using hand tools. If you're gonna do something like that, you're gonna want your standard auger bit, which is gonna be these ones here. Yeah, so you see, so this one right here, that's a 4-bit, but I have a 3-bit like that, and that thing eats through wood. But yeah, this is you want your standard auger bit like this if you're doing hand drills, like if you're doing it by hand, or the here we go, the old school ones like these. Those work better for hand, or forehand, or by hand. What I have is more or less designed for power tools. I could, however, use it non-traditionally if I wanted to, but because the standard bit on there, the end is a standard bit, like you would stick in a power drill or a screwdriver. Okay, I have a socket wrench set. I can easily find a socket that'll fit that, stick that on the 1/4-inch socket or the 1/2-inch if I really wanted to, with the step down, and I could do it that way. It's going to take me forever, and okay, Grace, see you in a bit. I can do it that way, but I'm not going to, because I'm not going to sit there and crank on a socket wrench set trying to dig a hole with an auger bit into a piece of wood to make a freaking jet stove. I don't know if you're going to get anywhere with a corkscrew, because a corkscrew is just designed to put a hole into things, or it's designed to spin into soft items. I don't think you can get fat wood shavings from a corkscrew. It's not designed right. In reverse, if you do it in reverse, maybe, but I don't know about that one. I know a lot of the commercial auger bits that they have are designed to work as both an auger bit and as the, what the hell? I'm seeing things. Sorry, folks. But some of the more modern auger bits that are designed for the bushcrafter or bushman have the built-in, basically the twist handle that already has the cap on it, and then it's attached to the auger bit itself. But you have that one end that's tapered, so you can actually carve out, you basically lock it into something, and you carve out your own handle to use in the auger bit. It's a 2-3-fold function. The system is, I don't see a flaw in the system other than the fact that the possibility of the weld breaking for the collar and the shaft. But aside from that, you're able to, make your own posts, because the auger bit's the same size as the collar. They always make them that way. So if you're digging a hole or augering a hole, that when you make your fastener bit or your I guess nail, your organic nail, fits right in the hole. It's a slightly tight fit, so you do have to hammer it in there, but it is a tight fit, and it's not going to come out. That's why I know that they do that when they make those auger bits. And I think you can get them up to 3 inches. They go down from, I think it's 1 inch up to 3 inches. If I'm not mistaken on those ones, because I have seen them for sale here and there. So, haven't gotten one myself, because to be dead honest, I really don't have a use for one. Like, I literally don't. I'm unfortunately, due to lack of trying, well, not due to lack of trying, but just due to the fact that I am just way too busy. I don't have time to get out in the bush and really don't feel like lugging around a whole bunch of stuff. Like, honestly. Yes, if I was spending 6 months out of the year walking around through the bush, making camps, building myself a, natural, non-processed or non-machine factory processed cabin, then yes, I could possibly see the advantage of having that. But you're going to be out there for weeks on end trying to sit there and make all the holes, cut all your pieces. Yeah, you can get, but that one's for the standard hex, right? For your standard like power drill set, or yeah, like your standard drill. Because I even have for that auger bit, because I've had to use it before in a planter that I couldn't reach the bottom with the drill because the auger bit is only about 6-8 inches long. Well, the planter that I had that I need to drill drain holes in is 2 feet deep. So the only thing you can do is buy the quick connect extensions. I have 3 of them. I have the little 4-inch, well, it's a 4 or 5-inch. I have a 6 or 8-inch, and then I have like a 12-inch one. Altogether, I can go like 3 feet, almost, or like 2.5 feet. I can dig down far as hell. And trust me, boys and girls, that stuff works when you have to drill a hole through dirt 2 feet down. So much easier. Give me 1 second. Waiting on my basement dwellers. I just realized I'm 7 minutes past, but I'll throw that on here real quick. Wait till Jason pops in. I know he's going too soon. I know you're paying attention, Jason. Links in the chat. There we go. And
now you can go.
I will leave you briefly.
Oh, okay. Good evening, everyone. Keep you guys busy until he gets back. Let me fix this screen here. There, is that better? Oh. She's flea treating the dog and brushing his hair. Hi, Cecilia. I don't even get that treatment. So we fleas, oh, I got fleas. Look, I'm itching. I'm scratching. Yep, so yeah, I cut Cliff and subscribers. Thank you for everybody who has been subscribed to me. I appreciate it very much. Love you guys. So, not too far away for hours. That'll come here hopefully in the next few months. Hopefully. Adventures America, how you doing this evening? Let's see, what else we got going on today? Just work. And the gentleman is back.
Sometimes I could be a roughman.
Okay.
I'm not always gentle.
Yeah.
Hey, Adventures America. How's it going? Good to see you. Thanks for sneaking in. Stopping by and saying hi.
Yeah. Oh, we have 11 watching now. Thank you, everybody.
I got 10 on my side, but
It says 11 here on my tablet.
I did not use the facilities. I had to greet the other house patrons. Now that I have him up here, apparently I was not zipped, which is funny because I don't even remember. I haven't used the can since I left work, and I know it. You know what? It was when I took my shirt off.
Oh.
Thanks for noticing, Cecilia.
She would.
I'm pretty sure because she thought I went to the bathroom, but I usually don't go until after I have almost like my second one. But I looked down after she said that, and I'm like, well, shit.
XYZ.
Barn door's open. The cows are getting out.
That was really hard. Just doing one little section of it.
Yeah, he didn't like being sprayed.
Now I got 11 on mine. Oh,
Yep.
there's Blake. Oh, let's see. I gotta
Hey,
go
Blake.
to the YouTube side. Does it show it? Does it show it? And no, it did not.
What?
Blake didn't do it. Blake has not entered the chat. Blake has not entered the chat.
Thank you.
I didn't because I legit haven't gone to the restroom, so I didn't think it was unzipped. But now that I think about it, it's because when I took my shirt off, my work shirt, it always pulls the front out. So I always have to unzip and pull back down, and I must have forgotten to do that. So that means I watered my entire front yard and all my plants with the barn door open.
There it is.
He won't let me. Well, see, look, even he says it won't let him do it. I don't know why, which is really hilarious.
No problem.
No problem.
Like, he's been doing that on my channel for like over a year.
He did it on Wednesday on mine.
I know, but he doesn't do it as much on yours. He always does it on mine, like every time, and it's. I think YouTube's flagging it as spam for some reason. Hell, he even used to do that on Spicy's channel. Used to give that to good old Mike.
Don't worry, people. I just got coffee.
Welcome back, Grace. I almost said the different word because my brain is just out of it right now.
Yeah. No, like I said, we've been pretty warm here past few days. And by the way, I took the cover off the greenhouse last Wednesday.
Good.
And I put up the shade cloth that I have.
Good. You should have taken that off before you went on vacation.
Yeah, I know. I did a lot of changes because I did the greenhouse after I did that walk through the garden. I got most of the greenhouse area cleaned up. I moved my table underneath the carport. I somewhat didn't quite finish putting the wall up on the carport because all of a sudden I didn't feel well. I says, I'm done. I quick cleaned up, and then I came inside the house. You know when you get a little bit too hot?
Yeah, it sucks when you're doing work out there and all of a sudden your body just says,
Nope,
we're done.
We're done.
Go inside.
Yeah. My body just ran out of water, and I sucked up a lot of water that evening.
All I drink over here is water, and half the time I get sick of it.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I thinned my coffee out so bad, you know. It's almost like tea.
So extra decaf?
No. As in a whole pot of coffee, I only put 1 scoop in.
So extra decaf.
Yeah, extra
He's
wheat.
already got hair on his chest.
Yeah, I already got hair on my chest. I don't need to make it any stronger.
You ain't drinking Colombian coffee.
Nope. I'm finding it. I actually like it better because it's not as bitter.
I'm just used to adding sugar and cream, so
Yeah.
coffee tastes good that way. I can't drink that stuff black. It puts me to sleep for some reason, which is weird. It's always been like that.
Yeah, it's just Like I said, I just do it just a little bit darker than than tea is. Be like a strong tea, about that color. You can see through it instead of not see through it.
Oh, my tea, half the time you can't see through it if
Yeah,
I make it.
yeah. Like I
Oh,
said, it got hot on me on Wednesday. Ever since those my last year with the working for the city, um, that one day I got real hot. I haven't been the same since.
so but essentially what happened is you got to the point where you got heat exhaustion and your body remembers it, and when you get to that point, you just shut down.
It just shuts down. I was out there for what, 6 hours, 7 hours. I started around about what 7:30 or so, and by around about 2:30 or so, nah, 3 o'clock I was done.
Yeah, I was thinking on Wednesday, I was out. I got up and went and ate breakfast. Got back to work around here at about 11:45 ish, and I was outside till 4. Took a bit of a break. Went back outside to do more work, and then I came in a couple hours later for the live. I was
Yeah,
getting posted out there.
I'm gonna have to go and get the shake cloth from Harbor Freight here soon. Yeah, that one I got is only like what 5 feet wide, 20 feet long, but I got it on the sunny side of the
I thought
greenhouse.
they were. I thought those were 6 by 20.
No, the one I have is 80% shade cloth. It's 80%. It's basically a screen for a chain link fence. Stuff you just can't see through, but yet it still has to
Yeah,
go through. Yeah,
can't see through it, but water will get through it.
yeah. So I'm gonna have to go down to Harbor Freight and grab one. I mean, it looks like it's a nice shade cloth, but still, it's $50.
That is the problem with that. Oh, great.
Here's the thing.
Hello. Was not expecting that. Welcome, Cecilia. She'll be speaking momentarily once she's back from the other page.
Yeah. Now they still haven't fixed our trunk line yet for our internet. So every
That's
once
still
in a
flooded.
while, yeah, the line is still flooded. Yes. I mean, they put a work order in for 3 weeks ago. This still hasn't been done yet.
You gotta just go out there with a vacuum, just suck all the water out.
Yeah. I'm not climbing up the pole.
Power drill on an extension pole. And just drill a hole in the bottom.
I thought I heard her.
I said, hey, darlings.
Hello.
Again, it's hard to tell with this old laptop and my internet how good I'm going to be. So I'm going to kind of yell, so to speak, because when I did the testing, it was not that great. But no, Cliffy, because of my leg issues and my herniated discs and dislocated discs in my back, I do a lot of sitting. I don't do a lot of walking. That's why I haven't been out, except for when I did my hospital visits. And then I decided on Wednesday, I was getting really low on some because I've been using my preps. I needed some quick, easy stuff, and they have like the cup of soup, which most places have it for about $1.25. They have two for $1.25, and some nights when I'm feeling really bad, um, I use that as a meal. So I was down to my last one, so I went. It's just up the street and 2 blocks over. Um, but doing it there and walking around and coming back, I feel great. The only problem is, as soon as I sit down, I get this burning sensation running through my legs. Um, and then I usually sit on the front porch for a few minutes. And then I get into the house. And of course, everything that I bought is in the front hall. And then that was Wednesday. Thursday, I basically could not get out of bed because my legs just did not want to go 1 foot in front of the other. Um, Going to the ladies every 2 hours was a little bit much. But the street was actually pretty nice. It was nice weather, except when I went down this one street. It's in between two high rise buildings, and all of a sudden the wind kicked in, and it was pushing me in the back. That if I didn't have my walker, I would have been flat on my ass.
Oh, that's when you sit on the walker and you let the wind push it down, so you get free motor transport.
Nah, nah. My walker is really, really old. Okay, even the brakes on it don't work anymore on it. So no, not taking the chance. And yes, when you were setting up your page for you were standing up, setting up for StreamYard. Yeah, the barn door was opened.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was open because I haven't, like I said, since I got home, I haven't not used the restroom. But again, I think what it was is because when I take my work shirt off, I pull it from the front, and it always pulls the front right out of the front crease always pulls it out just like a hair. And the easiest way to get it back in is to unzip, reach in, and pull it down from the sides. Because around the waist, on the sides, I can still have access to grabbing it. I just pull it down, then I just readjust. And I guess I must have not realized that I did that, or I do it out of habit or subconsciously, so I must not have noticed.
No, Molly said you just been trolling all day.
Yeah, I've been. I put my little worm out there. Just trying to catch some fish.
Get a bite? Molly says
Well,
you get a
when
bite.
you're that close
No.
to the camera, it's kind of hard not to miss it. You know what I mean? You're
I
not
wasn't
looking
that close. I was
all of
leaning
a
over,
sudden you
but I
see
didn't
a
think like.
little dark spot, so to speak, and it's like, okay.
I didn't think the cow door was visible when I was looking at the screen. I thought I was standing far enough off to the side because I was like leaning over heavy. I almost fell over actually.
Okay, enough on that topic. What's the topic for the night? Are we going to
Yeah.
keep on topic, or are we going to go off topic?
Yeah, we're going to try to stay on topic. We've got soil chat tonight, maybe, possibly. We've got basic garden chat. It's windy as heck outside my house. I wish I had a wind turbine because I'd be making free energy right now. But I did want to ask this guy right there. You're going to poke him right in the face. Bam, bam. Wanted to know how his elephant garlic is doing because he has not mentioned that in the last few videos.
A little bit overgrown. I gotta pluck it.
Just cut the top off.
Yeah.
Well, on that topic,
No, not
how's
the
the
garlic.
moringa tree doing?
It's on the last video.
Well, unfortunately, like I said, I was stuck in bed
Oh,
It died.
all of
it's tall
Thursday
now.
and got up Friday at
Not that tall.
7 a.m. and went to sleep this morning or this afternoon at about 12. So I've gotten a few hours sleep.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm having a hard time trying to get my schedule back to what you guys call normal.
No, there is no normal.
What the heck is
Normal
normal?
is just a setting on a dryer. But no, the tree is about 8 inches tall now.
Okay, you need it in full sun.
It is in full sun now.
It is in full sun?
Yeah, I pull it out of the
And water
greenhouse
every couple of
before-
days?
Yep, and I pull it out before I went to the get together.
And here, I thought it was
And
bad
water
because
every-
my zipper was down. Jason's over here talking about pulling it out.
Yeah.
And you're watering it every couple of days, right?
Yep, every 2 days.
Okay.
Yeah, I watered last night. Like I said, oh, you should have seen all of the cucumbers I got off of that those cucumber plants. I got 7 of them.
Oh, nice.
I mean, big ones.
Big old fat gherkins.
Yep, I'm probably gonna have to end up slicing them to pickle them. I was kind of hoping to pickle them whole, but no, I'm gonna have to slice them.
Yeah, I think those are too. Well, you might be able to get be able to pickle them at that size because they usually do the jumbo ones, which are Them suckers are like freaking thick.
No, they'll fit those ones.
Hey, Jason, how's
Yes.
Molly's knitted item coming along?
Which one?
The one that looked like a shawl.
Yeah, the shawl. Yeah, she's wondering how's it coming along. She says she's on her second seam.
Mm.
Skein. Second ball of yarn.
No, guys, like I said, haven't gone out. Opened up the back door yesterday, and guess who's in the backyard looking into my yard
The shit ass
again?
neighbor.
All I did was open up the back door. Unfortunately, I would advise you, do not do a worm farm in the house. Fruit flies galore. I've got strips. I've got an electronic shit to kill the fruit flies. Ugh, I gotta move it, but unfortunately, it's way too damn heavy to move it.
That's why you don't do worm farm inside.
Well, I'm surprised you just don't take a picture of it and put it on your post.
They're not done with it.
Oh,
But she wants to
No, I used I did my own this big waste container. I used it as a fort, but Timu actually has coming up soon an indoor worm farm kit.
there you go.
So don't know if I'm going to do that. Ooh,
Yes,
that
yeah.
looks nice.
Yeah, from pink to red to black. Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of, it has that like salsa dancer dress effect to it.
No, Mother Nature is planting on her own. I've noticed in my front yard, I've got some wild lettuce.
Ooh.
So hopefully, if no one touches it because they think it's a weed and it should be pulled out, um, I'm gonna have some homemade morphine soon.
Painkiller.
Are you talking about the devil's lettuce or regular lettuce?
It's
what's the matter with you?
it's the one that you use to make painkiller with.
Yeah, it's what is it? The milk thistle is also what it's known as.
Okay, we call it wild lettuce. You call it milk thistle, but no,
Yeah.
you can make painkiller with it. So, unfortunately, my next door neighbor is what you call an invasive species remover, um, and he'll help himself and remove what he thinks is an invasive species.
Put a mirror out there next time.
Like tomatoes?
Like I said, I've got that trail cam that I'm still playing with. Again, I haven't had time to go online to see if there's a video of someone actually using it. But no, he sort of likes to think he's the gardener of the area when it comes to invasive species and pulls them out, which
That
will
guy don't
drive
know
me nuts.
shit.
Yeah, well, like I said, tomorrow, let's see, Earl's gonna be on. Hitch by Hitch might be on there. He usually is.
Sorry, say that again. Unfortunately, the
Oh,
YouTube volume is pretty shitty, so I could barely hear what you said.
yes, Hitch by Hitch should be on Earl's channel tomorrow.
Okay,
It's usually
I'll
a
ask it.
50-50 chance he's in there.
Yeah, I'll ask him. Like again, the way my system is right now, I don't know when I'm going to be on, but I caught CR's live earlier, and he's going to be doing on Sunday a Survivor um, live
Well,
or
that's
prepping
cool.
live.
Problem is, he's always live when I'm at work.
Same. And he's in the same time zone I'm at, so it's like his 11 o'clock is my 11 o'clock, but I'm 11 o'clock. I'm at work.
No, he's gonna do late afternoon.
Okay.
Hey, drop.
How's it going, Drops?
Drops.
I have neither mulane nor wild lettuce. Well,
Now, see, at work, somebody called it the Screaming Viking when they hit around about 6-7 feet tall, and we just died laughing because
why? How? Like they don't even.
the problem is it was in one of our parks and nobody caught it because it was growing through one of the shrubs there in the park. We didn't catch it in time. Usually, I'll catch them in time.
So it grew all the way through the top of the shrub.
Yep.
But the screaming Viking part, that's what I don't get. How?
I don't know who said that. I can't remember, but we just about died laughing because we're just laughing.
It has to be the way the flower head looks on that thing when it's sitting on top of that bush.
Yeah, I just remember somebody calling it the Screaming Viking, and I just started laughing. It was funny. It almost touched the eave of the of our building where our break room was when we pulled it out of the ground. They pulled it out of the ground in one piece.
So that's like an 8-foot. That thing grew to like 8 feet.
Almost, yes. But there's a big root ball on there, so you got to account for that too.
I wouldn't. So it always gets me too on a lot of plants. Half the plants you yank out of the ground has a freaking sucker root that goes straight down like 6-8 inches, and then there's like a couple of fine hairs on the outside. And then other weeds you try to yank them out. It's like I'm gonna stick to the dirt like glued sheet of paper to glass, and good luck pulling me out. And even when you do pull it out, you get little tiny weed about a foot tall, and you get a root ball like a foot wide.
Oh yeah.
And like 8 inches deep, and you're like, how? That thing's only like 8 inches tall.
Yeah, it was just funny. It was just like that big old giant tall weed invaded us for such a long time. But it was getting a lot of water though.
Drop. Where did you get your tobacco seeds? Unfortunately, I used to get mine through Amazon, and unfortunately, they're no longer selling it. So I need to get some tobacco seeds.
Man, you could probably find local. Well, Canada, I don't know about Canada because Canada's got some funky laws on that stuff. But down here in the States, I'm pretty sure that if you looked through the States and found a local shop, that you could probably get seeds.
He says Victoria seed.
My whatchamacallit, my seeds that I bought were from the States. They weren't from Canada. The first year I grew them, I got quite a few of them to germinate and actually work really well. Second year, nah, didn't work at all.
There's a link.
It's a shame that you did not live close to Sean, because Sean had some very large ladies growing in his property.
Are you talking about our friend that passed away?
Yes.
Yeah, North Shore.
Yeah. Well, no, he lived. I think it was 4 hours away from me.
So that's still a close enough drive. Now, mind you, round trip, that's an 8-hour drive. But yeah, he had for the few years that I knew him, he had some very large ladies growing in the backyard.
Just no tomatoes.
Yeah, there's just no tomatoes.
You have to remember, I do not drive. I never, my renewal for my license never came. And because I wasn't driving, I wasn't paying attention to it. And unfortunately, I never renewed my license. So now, for me to be able to drive, I have to go through the whole damn shit all over again.
The whole rigmarole. Yeah, that's a pain in the butt.
Yeah, and unfortunately, with my situation as it is, the fees for that stuff is not viable. Plus, I can't afford a car, not even a secondhand one. So I have to rely on trying to find someone who has a car and just pay them for their gas and their time.
I don't know how you ended up with Aztec heirloom seeds for that stuff. But yeah, isn't Victory Seeds the it's that seed company that does like a lot of survival seeds? If I'm not mistaken, for their drops, because I've heard of that seed company, and I believe that's a survival seed company. I believe. Don't quote me on this. I'm not 100%. I'll say I'm like 90% sure because I've heard of there's a lot of YouTubers and like people that do that. You can get a license for that, Grace, which usually doesn't cost too much. Most of the states will allow 1 to 2 plants no bigger than 3 feet. Anything more than that, they will tag you for potential selling, which can land you fairly heavily in either debt or in jail.
Well, before the novelty of the certain funny tobacco seeds, I saw a specialist and I got a license to grow those particular seeds before it became legal that you could grow three plants in your backyard. So, in regards to getting some sort of license, I don't think I'll have an issue with it, especially since I've already got the license for the wacky tobacco. So,
Devil's Let. Yeah, well, the thing is, those licenses only last for so long, so you probably have to renew it. So the license you have probably is no longer valid.
yeah, but right now, if you want to grow it here in Canada, it's legal. You can grow up to three plants
Yeah,
without
up to a
having a
certain
license.
size, and then past that, they consider it potential risk of distribution.
Well, the only reason that I'm thinking about growing it is because I didn't like the tobacco. When I saw the specialist, I got all my stuff through a government run program, um, which they provided the buds, but they also provided the oil. And I found that the oil, for me, personally, for me, worked better. Plus, it didn't have the scent. And that's the reason that I stopped getting the buds is because, oh God, I hated the smell of it. I've
Oh, I
got
can't stand
a
the smell of that stuff either. Drives me nuts. I have a neighbor somewhere around here that smokes that stuff, and I'm like, I seriously just want to go over there and hit him with a fire extinguisher.
Well, I unfortunately the house next door to me on my right hand side um, is a rental unit, three separate units, and one of them, the younger gentleman, partakes um, on the item. So I get the smell either through the front or in the backyard when he's hosting parties. So I can't stand the smell of it. But the oil, it's not bad. Unfortunately, I'm not willing to pay the price for what it costs. And like I said, I get it through a government dealer. And of course, when you go through the government dealers, you're paying a lot more money.
Yeah, taxes.
Yep.
I blame it on Taro.
Sparkle, it's Sparkle Socks.
Sparkle socks.
No, I went into the backyard and I saw that Mother Nature did not want my garden not to grow anything. So I've got all different types of random plants in my garden beds.
Free plants
But
are
then,
always good.
yeah, no, it's the cherry tree in the back. Unfortunately, it's grown so much that it's covering up most of my planting beds, so not a lot of sun can get through. Now, I've spoken to an arborist, and unfortunately, he's a friend that lives a few houses down, but he is so busy. I need him to come over and trim the cherry tree like he did a couple of years ago, because right now, even if I plant, I'm not getting a lot of sun in the planting beds, because the tree that used to be in the corner basically covers now my whole backyard.
She must have some really happy birds.
Sorry, I'm gonna pull a Jason. I couldn't hear you because I was typing.
She must have some really happy birds.
Yeah. Well, no, they stopped putting that stuff in
It-
the canary food a long time ago, honey. They stopped putting that stuff in the canary feed a long time ago.
Yeah. So my biggest thing that I have to do right now is move my indoor worm farm and move it outside. Um, Again, it's way too heavy. I'm going to have to get two strong men to lift up the items, the bucket thing, and take it outside so that I can put them all over the garden beds. But then I'm scared if I start laying them all around that my so-called neighbor is not going to climb over and dig through the garden in order to get the worms.
Telling you, lace your worms with onions. I'm not kidding. Go to the store, buy a bag of onions, throw like 4 onions in with your worm compost, and I guarantee that dude will not touch him, because the minute he sees an onion in there, he's gonna be like, nope.
Well, no, I throw onions in there, so that's not a problem. My worms love onions.
Oh,
Also,
they
they
love anything,
love
any sort of fresh fruit or
the
slightly
tubes
decaying
on
fruit.
toilet paper, the inner tubes.
Hey,
Hey,
Rob, how's it going?
Acorn.
Acorn.
no, high corn. She said acorn.
I said
Yeah,
high
acorn.
corn. No, it's because there's so many Robs that come on the channel. It's better just for me to use their channel name rather
I
than
got like 3 or 4 on here. It's freaking
try to
funny.
remember which Rob is what Rob. So it's better if I go by the channel name.
This one is corn nuts.
Corn nuts.
Corn nuts. Well, we know somebody that's nuts in that family. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, wah, wah. I will admit though that homemade hooch was pretty damn good.
Yeah, it was.
That was some that was some mighty fine hooch.
Ours is all gone.
I think to be dead honest,
Okay,
I think
what is
one more
homemade
distillation on
hooch?
that, and that would have been, we would have all been toast that night.
Uh, apple spiced homemade liquor.
Okay, so who's gonna put on a video on how to make it?
I'm pretty sure Rob's got one out there somewhere.
Yeah.
I believe him and his wife are the ones that made that. But yeah, they brought, shit, was it like 5 gallons of that stuff to the meetup?
I don't know if it was fun.
He brought a lot.
Yeah, it was several little pints.
Several little ones, and then they had a couple of big ones that I know we shared off of one of those.
Oh, he says no, not yet.
Ooh. And dead honest, it's really not that hard to make alcohol.
No.
It's just time consuming. And it also depends on what grains you use.
Okay, but if you're gonna make it for someone who doesn't have the distillers and all that fancy equipment, because I've seen it being made, but I don't have all those distillers and all that little lovely fancy equipment.
You got an
I
ice
do
chest or
something
an
for
ice
someone
box for
who
like camping?
doesn't have it.
Just a heavy duty crock and some plastic film. Mix it all in, let it sit.
Yeah, but you got to know the ingredients to mix in there. You can't just throw like, be like, oh, I'm gonna just add barley, hops, and
Potatoes,
some other
no.
stuff.
You do potatoes, oranges, lemons, grapefruit, um, yeast, water, sugar,
Apple.
Yeah, I was gonna say
apples.
you need your base ingredients. The
Yeah,
base, most of the base on that is going to be yeast, sugar, and water.
yeah.
And then while that's in the fermentation process, you can add, like Jason said, you can add any sort of fruit that you would like to it, which will actually permeate the molecular structure of the liquid. And then when you distill it, which the distillation process can be a little tricky, that you kind of have to either jerry rig, or if you know a redneck, they're pretty good at making stuff like that.
Yeah. Now, if he does it in little tiny little pieces here and there in his videos, he can sneak it in.
I'm almost positive there are full instructional videos on YouTube on how to make hooch.
Well, there are videos on how to make whiskey, all different types of whiskey here on YouTube. That's who I've seen it. Either
Same
done with
way.
potato or something else. But unfortunately, the people who are making it have a lot of distilled equipment. So I would need something for the layman that doesn't have all these fancy equipment.
Now, my
And
mom
yes,
used to
they're
do it in the
all over the
old
place.
clay crock.
If you post, check it up on YouTube, there are so many.
I'm not sure, Grace, if it was whiskey. I think it was more closer along the lines of like vodka, but had like a way smoother taste. So, I mean, legally, I don't know what blend they were using when they made it. Like, I literally, even non legally, I don't know what blend they used to make it, but let's just say it was pretty damn good.
Yeah, just look up potato citrus wine.
Well, actually, there's a show up here. I haven't seen it in a while, where they follow the backyard or forest distillers, the not legal
Hillbillies?
kind. Yeah, where they're making sunshine and they have a competition of who makes the best shine, and it's
Yeah,
hosted
Shiners.
by four different um, illegal brewers, so that not all of them show up on the show because a lot of them are on the lam.
Most of those guys are on the land. That's why they do it out in the bush. That's why they do it 50 miles outside of nowhere because there's technically no jurisdiction. Although, which is dumb because they're still technically on federal or state-owned property.
Yeah. Now, if they
I'm gonna
own
give
Yeah,
it,
I
you
don't
another
remember
beverage.
what the show was called, but it used to be up here consistently every single week, and it was different moonshiners making their own
I
brews.
like that stuff I put on these steaks.
Again, fancy equipment, something I don't have.
right, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna use the room.
Cliffy, that room really needs a nice cleanup. So, how's everybody's doing?
That's an organized mess right there.
Now, those who some posted the rates for gasoline, meat. Um, how about everybody else? What's your rate in your area? Okay, Rob, that is something that sounds quite interesting. Drop, who uses alcohol to power up farm equipment? I've never seen that. That's got to be something new. Well, new to me. I've not seen a video of that. Rain Country on here makes a lot of homemade wine without the fancy equipment. And again, it's something that I'm thinking of possibly doing. But then again, I really don't drink a lot of alcohol. Um, the only thing I've got going
Oh,
on the go right now is some peach schnapps. And the only reason that I'm even touching it is because I got tired of not having anything while everybody else is having a shot of something.
I'm just an alcoholic. So
Are you having your second shot again?
second drink, yes.
Okay, what did you have for dinner to allow you to have that drink?
A full lasagna. I can have a second drink whether I eat or not.
No, you can't because the second
The
drink
hell
will
I
make
can't.
you a little more
I
dizzier.
had 3 last week, got 4 hours of sleep, and I was just fine at work.
Yeah. So you think, darling. So you think.
No, I was fine. Got 4 hours of sleep. I was wide awake the next morning. I try not to think it hurts. That's the reason why most of this generation is useless. They keep trying to think, and they just need to stop. With exceptions, Jason. With exceptions.
What I missed?
That most of this generation is useless. With
Yeah,
the 3% of an exception.
yeah. I think it's mostly the city ones. Some of the ones that we've got here are doing really good. Most of them.
Okay, here comes the peach schnapps. Cheers.
Woohoo!
And no, it's a Mickey size, so I'm not worried about pouring it in a glass and getting the glass all dirty. So few
Oh, I'll
sips
straight
does the
say it.
trick.
EV is a scam. I don't care who's listening. Oh, EV is a scam. Costs more materials, more destructive materials to make an EV than it is to make a regular car. I'm sorry, when you have an EV and the half of the weight of your car is batteries, no, you're just wasting time.
Drop. That is so true. If you look at the younger generation, most of them are not working. Okay, no disrespect to YouTubers in general, but if you look at the younger generation, I've noticed that a lot of them are either doing TikTok or some other crap or um, trying to make their livelihood out of YouTube. They're not actually physically working. Most of them are just chatting, reviewing videos, or playing games, reviewing the games. They're not physically doing any work. Now there are YouTubers that physically are doing the work in order to teach, like you guys are doing. But I find that a lot of the younger generation um, will not work. They would rather do YouTube or TikTok or one of the other programs so that to show off what their daily lives are like
Uh,
without actually doing work. I mean, when you're talking about work, I mean, hands on doing something physically rather than just talking about it.
Majority of them cater to either the fanboy or fangirl aspect of humanity, which,
Yeah.
like I said, I'm waiting for the one day that the internet just takes an absolute shit. I'm going to be sitting there laughing at every freaking 2000s generation kid because, oh God, they can't access the internet and oh, I can't get a hold of my friends. Bro, walk to your friend's house. That friend lives in California. Well, sucks for you. He's probably dead.
No, I've seen
Me,
some videos where one woman is crying that she had to go to work, that she didn't want to work. She wanted just money, someone to give her money so she didn't have to work. And she was actually crying that she had to go get up and go to work. Now,
Flights.
let's forget about this topic because we can carry on the whole night on it. But our topic of conversation is soil tonight and plants. So let's try to stick to that. Or I'm going to try.
Yeah, I'm not the one that got on that subject in the first place.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to swing it back.
Surprised he's not here tonight. So wonder where he's at. Probably got mad because I didn't show up on his live, even though I was technically on his live. I just didn't participate.
Well, I want to ask Drop
I
since
kind of
he's
fell
new.
asleep.
Do you think you fell asleep?
I kind of
Drop.
fell asleep.
On Thursday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right here in the chair.
Drop. Since you've moved, have you started a garden yet? Because I haven't seen any notices from you. So unless you're doing it on Rumble or something else, I'm not getting notices through YouTube if you've started a garden at the new location.
Sure, stop.
I added that to the cart.
Yep, he has started one.
There we go. Okay.
Again, a lot of people are moving away from YouTube. They're going over to Rumble because Rumble pays more and it pays you faster. So
You're monetized right away.
Yeah,
That's where-
most people that go to Rumble are for political reasons, and some of the restrictions that YouTube has, they go over there because Rumble doesn't have those restrictions.
They still have some restrictions, but nowhere near as bad as YouTube.
Rob. Hey, you never know, man. You could get a planter and just start planting stuff in the corners of the office. And then everyone would be like, where'd this patch of garlic come from? Mind your business.
Yeah, like I said, I need to start going live on Rumble as well.
Nice. Drops planted 3 gold. I had the chance to pick up some bantam corn when I was at Walmart the other day, and I just didn't.
That's what I got. I got the bantam.
I mean, I can probably go back next week and they'll still have it. They have not pulled the seed stock yet for either 3 locations.
Yeah, no, they haven't yet. It's coming soon.
Yeah, I think we got another 2 or 3 weeks,
Yeah.
and then they start pulling.
well,
Yeah, I know.
unfortunately, you guys know about my problems with my little rodents. So I'm thinking maybe this year I'll wait until the last frost date and I'll just go out and get some plant starts already done. Again, with the rodents and not getting some of my seeds, I guess that's the way I'm going to do it this year is just get some plant starts. But that's one thing I can't grow is corn. Reason being, as soon as it hits the 2.5 foot mark, all the animals seem to chew it up, and all I see is chewed up at the base and laying on its side. And I mean, I've done corn every single year, and every single year it's the same thing. As soon as it hits 3 feet tall, the next thing I see is it all chewed up and over on its side. I mean, it doesn't even have the kernels yet. It's just the stalk itself, and I don't know what it is that they love the stalk.
It's the sweetness in there because corn stalks are actually, they do have a sugary, like a sweet taste to them, and that's probably what they're going for.
Yeah.
Well, I even tried doing some chicken wire fencing around it, and you know what? That still didn't stop them. I had it staked, and I had the chicken wire around it, and they were persistent.
Yeah, they're probably a small rodent.
No,
These
I
are
think
some
it
of the
was the
things I
squirrels.
picked up. So I picked up, I actually found these ones. This was actually kind of neat. I picked up some, come on, focus, some stringless freaking beans, which is neat. So basically sugar snap, but without the strings. This is going to be a nice one to get. I'm going to see how well that is as a pollinator. I mean, that plant looks like it's on fire. I wanted to try this one because I have all the other basils, but I don't have this variety.
Ooh, that looks nice.
Yeah,
Dark
nice and
basil,
dark.
basically like purple basil.
That would be
We
great in a
have
salad.
this one's going to be a funny one for Jason because
Yeah,
not quite asparagus,
no, that's close enough.
but yeah, it's an asparagus bean, so they're supposed to be like a 3 foot long bean.
And
I'm
speaking
curious
of
to see
asparagus,
what the seed content is, and then I picked up some more sweet pepper or some peppers, and hardly any seeds in that one. I think there's like 15, 20 seeds in there.
yeah,
These
speaking
are
of asparagus, 100% survived.
nice. It's funny that the asparagus. I think they like the heat versus all the rest of the plants, where you
Yeah,
have to have like a certain temperature, otherwise they just croak.
but they were also the closest to the door.
Yeah, so they got the heat, but they also they were ventilated.
Yeah, but yeah, like I said, all the sprigs I got, everyone survived.
Nice.
So I have 24 to plant this fall.
Yeah, see, I've never grown amaranth though drops, so I don't know how well it's going to do in my environment. Regardless of the fact that everywhere they sell seeds down here, the problem is whether or not the seed itself will actually survive the harsh environment. That is my only concern because I have to grow everything in containers, otherwise the trees get to it. And when growing in containers, you 100% assume the risk that that container is going to dry out way faster than if it was in the ground.
Oh, speaking of gladioluses, I need to find blue ones.
Asparagus beans don't taste very good. Interesting. I
They
have to
do.
try it. Don't know. I saw them. I was like, oh, that looks like it'd be fun to grow.
I bet you it'll taste good with butter and cheese.
Just made my skin crawl from the inside out.
Okay, so what are you going to do with those when you grow? My thing is if I'm not going to eat it, I'm not going to grow it.
Well, I haven't put them in the ground yet. All those containers are sealed. I just bought them like Thursday. And I got to figure out where to plant them. At the moment, I have every section of trellis that I currently have that is in place to grow. I have something growing there. I have I have 4 trellises, technically 8 sections of that trellis to grow on because I'm growing on front and back side or on each end. I have beans, and on one of them I have beans, acorn squash, and then on the back side I have squash or something on that side. I don't remember because I've planted 4 different seeds in that planter, and they just finally some of them popped up. One planter I have pole beans. Backside of that I have acorn or more squash. Another one I have beans growing up front and back. Fourth one I have pinto beans and squash. So at this point, I no longer have any sort of trellis that I can grow on because I have to purchase another archway in order to start getting the back half of the yard reset, which I won't be able to do until next year because I can't move my planters at the moment because they weigh a ton. I moved them easily the last time because they were half dry. They are soaking wet at this point. I am not going to try to move them. Those things probably weigh 300 or 400 pounds at this point. But I do plan on growing some of these up on the front when I have a chance. But that'll still be a while. Might be next year, might be this year, I don't know. I'm still not consecutively planting, but I am still planting on small scale here and there throughout little spots that I have there that I can find in the garden. I know a lot of these are going to take up a lot of space, so my planting varies from area to area.
Again,
Dry.
I need to trim the cherry tree in the back because whatever I plant doesn't get a lot of sun. Just the side part where I have the strawberries. and the mint. There again, only 2 strawberry plants left. Last time I looked, so I hate that. Spending all that money on strawberry plants, like they're $15 a plant. And I had over 24 plants, and now I'm down to 2 plants.
Good
And you
lord.
know it's not an animal because an animal would have made a mess um, in the pot and made a mess around the pot. So it was human intervention that did it.
I have not. That's sad because in the entire time that I've lived down here in this place, I have not purchased a single strawberry plant. The strawberries that I have growing everywhere in the property came from the original plants my parents purchased when they planted them on this property. I just wait till
Wow.
they send out the runners, and I just keep going from there. I have like quintupled the volume of strawberries since I started gardening. The
Yeah,
parent plants have long since died, but due to consecutive and consistent gardening measures or maintenance and care, I have managed to propagate probably over 200 strawberry plants. Yes, some berries do like I know blueberries like it really acidic, but I do also have food for them. So every couple of weeks, I'll grab like a handful and just sprinkle it around the plant, and then just water it in. The plant it's supposed to be tells you to do it every like 2 weeks, but that just seems like too much because every 2 weeks, you're essentially when you're watering the plant, you're watering all the nutrients out the bottom of the drain holes. So I very lightly water my plants just because I don't want all of the nutrients from the fertilizers that for that stuff to go out the holes. Because yeah, it might be good for that plant, but any other plant in contact with it would could be detrimental, and it could actually physically kill that plant. Which is again why all of my plants are in containers. Same with I know for when it comes to raspberries and blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, the golden berries, they prefer a more I want to say fertilizer rich soil. So that one might be a higher. Oh, my brain doesn't want to work right now. There's acidic, and then there's the other one. I can't remember what the hell the other one is. Neutral's kind of like a half and half. Most plants will grow in the neutral. Some like it acidic, some like it more alkaline. Yup. Although I do get a fairly, I don't even really do much for my pepper plants down here. I just let them grow in the dirt that they're in, and somehow I get some really, really decent peppers depending on the plant I'm growing. Last season, I had purchased from a local greenhouse nursery.
Why the station?
I got Tabasco. My habanero plants didn't do anything, which kind of pissed me off. I got like the two of the littlest jalapenos, or I mean, habaneros, but I had a pack full of them, so I just planted a bunch of. Let's see, I had Tabasco, I had Serranos, and my jalapenos. My jalapenos I've been growing from the same seed pack. Well, not even the same seed pack. I ran out of those seeds ages ago. But I'll just save the jalapenos. I just let them dry out naturally in the sun, and then the next season, I'll save during the wintertime, I'll save like 3 or 4 of them, and then I'll just sprinkle them all into the pot, mix them in with the soil, and I just let them go. If I put 200 seeds in there and 15 of them germinate, that's fine by me. I don't really care. That's 15 plants that I had that I didn't have last year. But last year was weird. I had 4 jalapeno plants that grew in a whiskey barrel planter, half of a whiskey barrel planter, and for some reason, don't know how, they grew in a perfect square. Perfect square. Like the right spacing and everything. I had 4 of those. I legit probably got about 10 pounds of jalapenos off of that, off 4 plants.
Yeah, did you see how big my Tiping peppers have been getting?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a big tomatillo plant fan. I had a buddy of mine that used to grow those, but
I
wasn't a
grow.
fan myself. It's a weird plant, in all honesty.
I like to cut them in half and roast them to turn them into a salsa.
It's still a weird plant. It looks like a cross between an orange and a tomato.
Yeah.
Which is just weird in my opinion.
And when you peel the paper off of them, they're sticky.
Like onions. Onions are the same way. You peel them and that you can feel it, and then it just feels weird. Ooh, I saw
Nope,
some.
never tried those. That's one plant I've not tried yet.
Is the tomatillos?
Yeah,
The best way to grow them is plant them and leave them alone.
those are the best plants I like because the way my schedule is, and that's probably why I haven't gotten to the garden. Is a lot of plants require a lot of maintenance and time, and unfortunately, um, and a lot of willpower. And right now, there's not much of that. So unless they can grow, plant them and let them grow by themselves, it's not happening right now.
Pepper plants.
Yeah,
That's
for
about
stuff.
the only one that I know that you can literally just throw in the ground, leave it, and it does whatever it does on its own.
Yeah, I got some growing in the greenhouse. Volunteered right out of the ground. And I never
Yeah, I
planted
like it
any
when
of
I
them in
didn't
there.
have those all these critters that I should was able just to put seeds in the ground and they would grow. And I had a lot of years where I didn't have to worry about animals, but for I guess because they noticed, free food, my garden is felt it. And I guess that's why I don't have the motivation is because I'm taking all the time to do this, and all of a sudden I go out there and everything is either smashed up or pulled out or eaten, and then it's all that work and all that effort.
Yeah, I think you need to just
Hey,
go out there and wait on your porch, and then when your neighbor pops over there, go whack his ass with a bat.
hey, CR,
Hey, CR, how's it going?
you,
There's CR.
you know what I was thinking is raising up the fence up higher and then getting barbed wire and then just at the top lay barbed wire all the way along.
No, razor wire.
Yeah, so nothing can get in, and if something gets in, they're going to be scratched up. But again, it's money and it's labor to do that.
That it is. And that is correct. Drops. You. Same with lettuce.
Yeah, I was about to say the same with lettuce.
You let lettuce go to seed one time, and you will find that stuff everywhere in your yard. Backyard, front yard, side yard.
The same thing with
Growing in the
radishes.
cracks in the driveway.
Actually, the first time that I planted carrot seeds, when they were coming up, I didn't recognize them as being carrot seeds, and I thought they were weeds, and I pulled them out.
They have. I do know that there is a weed that has a similar leaf pattern, but it's a little bit more of a broader leaf. Carrots, when they first pop up, they have a very thin, almost like a fern style kind of leaf, like really thin, narrow foliage versus its
Yeah.
kind of look-alike counterpart, which literally it's I have the same weed that grows down here. It has the exact same leaf pattern. It's just a thicker leaf.
Yeah, like I
I've
said, the
learned to
first time I
distinguish
planted
which one is which.
yeah, the first times that I planted carrots and they started coming up, I thought they were weeds. So unfortunately, I pulled them all out.
Yeah, I struggled the first few times I tried to grow carrots. I grew them with a little planter, a little 16-inch whiskey barrel planter, and followed all the directions, followed everything else, and God, it took me almost a month to get them seeds to germinate, which carrot seeds will germinate anywhere between 7 and 14 days, according to the package. You can get them to germinate a lot faster under the right conditions. Again, I live in the desert. I try to plant these things in the middle of freaking like June, July, so I was
Oh,
already
yeah.
struggling right there. There was freaking smack number one because trying to grow it in the hottest season, and yeah, it took them forever to germinate. But
Yeah.
now, I mean, I carrots, I have no problems growing them. To me, they're easy.
No, I love the gardening because what was it, last year or the year before? I did celery, and I'm not really a big celery fan, but I love going out there and just clipping out, you know, a few stems and using it.
The long green stick thingies.
Left foot.
Yeah, I'm not a celery fan, seriously, but every once in a while, a recipe calls for celery. So I would go out there and I would snip up some celery and use it. And then at the end of the season, all I did was dried them.
Just move it.
And then, if the celery called for it, I had it on hand.
Oh, CR says hi.
I see her.
The only dish that I know that actually fully requires celery as like one of the main ingredients is like beef stew.
Yeah, well, like I said, I can beef stew. So that's what I used it for, was for the stews.
My foot don't look right.
I need to, if mine, I actually had to transplant my celery. So my bell pepper plant that I had planted in with my garlic and my corn and my beans in my planter up front, I don't know what happened, but the bell pepper plant just straight took a dump. I think well, I physically know what happened and the reason why it happened. I'm just hoping that it survived. But after I had planted it, we had a fairly cold snap for like 2 days. It was down to like 35 degrees, and I think that actually toasted the plant. So I've been hoping that it was going to come back. I pulled it out of the ground, completely just destroyed. It was done. So in its stead, I had a little 6-inch planter that I have a lot of my strawberries in. Took the planter that I had celery in that I get from work. They were full stalks of celery. They just cut them at the root base. So you have the end cap and then the stalks all together. I probably out of 7 of those that I dragged from work, one managed to survive, and it actually grew roots, which super happy for it. The plant's only about 6 inches tall. I pulled that out of that planter, and the entire bottom 3 inches of that planter were completely root bound. So I just said like this. I just grabbed it, literally just grabbed it like this, grabbed it at the bottom, 3 inches in, twisted, and just pulled off the whole bottom half of it, and then transplanted that right in the spot where I had my bell peppers. So I'm hoping now that that plant has a bigger root base to grow, it'll just take off, and I'll have
No,
free
I
hashtag
didn't
green
move the
stick
chair when
thingy.
I heard her yell. I did not move the chair.
Ooh, CR saw 1 Celsius last week, so
Well,
because I've never grown celery, and I figured I would try, and I got the stuff free from work, and I don't have lovage stuff down here. For some reason, I've never found it. Don't know why, but I don't see it down here.
CR, when I was on your live,
I think
I told you our temperature went up.
tweaked a little
Well,
bit.
it's gone back down to only 17 during the day. And of course, you know, 12 to 13 at night.
Drops. I
And
have a hard
yes,
time
I
getting.
look at the long range forecast and I'm supposed to be getting lots of rain. I got rain today. So yeah, my garden's not going to do very well because I'm not going to have time to go out there because rain, unfortunately, when you have arthritis, will drive your arthritis even worse. And again, every second day, there's rain, chance of rain, or showers.
Yeah, you need to find plants that love the rain, and then just stick those out there, and then it'll do fine. lettuce. You want a plant that likes water? Lettuce.
Oh yeah,
Plant that shit
bok
everywhere.
bok choy.
Yeah.
I couldn't find
Celery.
this year the leaf lettuce seeds. Um, that's something that I was not able to find. In every place that I looked at, they were all sold out. So, and I've been looking at a lot of places here in Canada that will sell fig trees, but I'm not paying $85 for a fig tree. I bought a fig tree a number of years ago. Unfortunately, at near the end of the season, it decided that it was up and croak on me.
No, I had to leave mine behind.
Rob, that depends on the potato you're growing and the size of the planter. Most plants, or sorry, most potatoes that when you plant them, you're going to want about a 32 quart to a 40 quart, or well, 32 to 36 quart pot. And that'll usually get you your best yield of potatoes, but it also depends on how you prepare your soil for said potato. And again, it also depends on whether or not you're growing a determinate or indeterminate potato.
The South, it was a couple years ago, I found a package of different leaf lettuces. It was the green, it was the red, it was all different
Oh, salad
lettuces,
mix.
leaf lettuces.
Sounds like the mescaline salad mix.
Yeah. So no, I did it in a pot, and all summer long, if I wanted a lettuce, I would just go out there and cut up whatever leaves I wanted for the lettuce. But
Yeah.
again, what might be offered one year is not necessarily offered a next year.
And most of the places down here, when they do the seeds, it's usually the same seeds every season. They don't vary. They don't have a lot of variation.
No, I get a lot of my seeds is through the dollar store, and unfortunately, their quantity or variety is very, very lacking.
Yeah, they have a short supply because technically they are not a like greenhouse grocer or like a hardware store that like your big box stores.
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys usually do have a very limited seed stock, and it's usually only about the every season. It's like the same 50 seeds if you're lucky, if
Well,
that's
they
how good
have
your store is.
2 aisles full of gardening equipment, and I pick up most of my gardening equipment from them. Again, remember, very tight budget. I have to look for, um, the items that I want within a reasonable price point. And again, like I said, I went to the dollar store, and
She's between
I
your feet.
thought, I needed to pick up some supplies. And by the time I left out there, I was sticker shocked because I thought I picked up very cheap items. But in, a few cheap items here, a few cheap items there. Also, if you like cereal, the Harvest Crunch, dollar store sells them cheaper than anywhere else.
God, I haven't heard the name for that cereal in Jesus forever.
What cereal?
Harvest Crunch?
Oh,
Yeah, no, it's sort of like a hit and miss. But at the grocery stores, they're $5 to $6 for a small box, and at the dollar store, they're 4.50.
Oh, I stopped paying for box cereals when they started doing the bag cereals, and I realized the bag cereal gives you twice as much as the box, and it's $3 cheaper.
that's probably what happened. He stepped
Okay,
on.
again, what might be offered down this in the states might not necessarily be offered up here.
You got a Walmart in I know you. I know damn well you got a Walmart in Canada.
Got it snagged on something.
Yeah.
Well,
Walmart
Walmart
is
Canada
global.
does not have it. Believe me, I have
The
checked.
multi meal.
Oh, I
But then,
almost guarantee Walmart Canada. Walmart has bagged cereal. You
but
guys
then
have
again,
bagged milk. You're telling me you ain't got bagged cereal?
okay, again, bag cereal might be good, but if it's not something I don't eat, I'm not buying it. I'm not spending. even though it might be cheaper, um, I'm not going to buy it if I'm not going to eat it. I could buy,
No, I understand that, but majority there's a lot of the bagged cereal for most of the major brand cereals. They usually have that in bag. The only one they don't normally have in bag is like Cheerios.
We have Cheerios.
Yeah, they got Cheerios.
I've
Yeah,
Oh no, that's right. They're the Honey-O's.
Yeah,
again,
it's made by Multimeal.
it's not a cereal that I eat. I eat is more of a granola based cereal. Reason
Like
being,
grape nuts, like
sugar
I like.
level.
I like grape nuts.
All the cereals that you guys like, the Cheerios and all that stuff, way too much sugar. So even if I could find a bag cereal, I'm not getting it because Cheerios is not going to do it for me.
No, you can find the non honey coated uh, Cheerios. They make those. They do put them in a bag. But I mean, to me personally, it's just like if I'm going to eat that, I might as well be eating a loaf of bread because that's about what it tastes like, and it's just about as dry as it.
Okay. Hanging around with you guys, I'm eating a lot more junk food than I ever did. I'm not blaming you guys. It's a weakness that I try to stay away from. But when I see people eating, crapola, you know, and I haven't
Sorry,
had
that's my
crapola
fault.
in a long time, I end up getting crapola.
Well, if you ate more crapola, you wouldn't get sick like Cliff.
See exactly. I don't get sick. What was the last time y'all saw me sick on any live?
You sniff it all the time.
Yeah, no, that's the dust.
Yeah, remember I live in a desert state. I got dirt and pollen. I got the biggest pollen generator sitting right outside my window. It's a damn pine tree. It's a 15-foot pine tree that's about 8 feet wide. And that sucker during the beginning of the season, oh yeah, I can't even brush that thing without that sucker getting like, it looks like I got painted with yellow paint.
CR.
If I literally sat under that tree and smacked it with a hammer, I'd have the same problem Mallory had on one of her last videos where she had that bee stuck to her hand because she was covered in pollen from the trees. I'd have that same problem and I'd just be covered with bees.
And CR, before any live stream, you have to eat. And if you don't eat, you have to have snacks around because at one point during the stream, food is going to come up with. Now, remember, I've been asleep for a few hours, so I've only had one meal so far. Some scrambled eggs. So, yeah, talking about food, I want to go into the kitchen and, get something to eat. But again,
Last 2 hours.
that's part of it.
I pulled them.
Rob's on the bread and cheese diet right now, apparently.
My favorite.
Oh wait, Jason! I was prepared for this. I gotta show you my nuts too. Don't get me started.
Wait a minute.
Okay, I picked up some peanuts too. Yeah, so I got peanuts. I got some healthy stuff, but then I bought some mini jelly beans, and I picked up some.
I also have 4 boxes of these.
And Cliff, guess what I found? Small little black licorice.
It's a possibility.
Ooh, nice. I actually think somewhere in my closet over here in my liquor shelf, I have a little box. I can't even see because this ring light's right in my face.
So if CR's hungry, that means he needs a good Salisbury steak with some gravy and some mashed potatoes, some green beans.
I've actually lost it. I thought I had a box of black licorice.
By the way, it's few and far between. It's few and far between, but you can find some freeze-dried fruit at the dollar store.
Yeah, I usually find them there.
Yes,
Well, my
I've
dollar
tried
store is
before.
fairly stocked, but I don't know how it is in Canada.
All right. Yeah, I just got the 10 o'clock warning, so I will see you folks all later.
Bye, Molly.
Good night.
Good night.
You guys have a good one.
Good night, you guys.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I keep forgetting Jason has to work in the morning. Well, so do I, but he's got to work there earlier than me. Can't believe it's already 3.5 hours, man. This live went by quick.
By the way, Cliff,
Amanda.
ever thinking of growing peanuts?
Considered it. I just don't have enough realty to do it. They take up quite a lot of space.
5-gallon bucket. I actually got my seeds years ago from M.I. Gardner. So I'm going to, again, something I want to try, but I'm scared that something is going to dig it up because they dug up my potatoes last year.
Yeah, because I was thinking of doing the same thing this season. I wanted to try to grow them as well because of Hickory Croft Farms. They grew some peanuts last season, and I was like, "Ooh, that looks like I never even thought about growing peanuts. I always just buy them and eat them." But problem is, I don't have enough real estate, like an area to grow them in. Almost every one of my containers currently is actually full, and this month,
5-gallon bucket, darling. 5-gallon bucket.
this season, I have, or at least this month, I have 100% avoided going to Home Depot to buy something. Which is funny because every time I go to Walmart, I end up with like $30 worth of random gardening shit. But
no, Walmart up here used to have a nice section that sold seeds, but again, because I don't go out, I go on their online and they haven't offered them this year. A lot of the gardening stuff for online orders, you can't, they're always backlogged or out of stock.
yeah, well, again, like you said, it just depends on the location because not what necessarily your Walmart has or doesn't have. Mine might, but it's all. Oh man, those are dry. Definitely have to drink those with water. Well, CR, go eat something. It's only 9 o'clock, so take your butt inside, go make a sandwich, or make some pasta. I know you got food.
9 o'clock your time. It's 11:07 my time.
Yeah, me and CR are in the same time zone. If you got 200 pounds of snacks, you're worse than I am. You're a closet fat guy. I
No,
don't
he's
even have
a
200 pounds
prepper.
of snacks. At most, I have like 8 pounds.
No, he's a prepper. So yeah, he's going to have a lot of stacks.
Ooh, nice. Which one will go that one? Rob's 4:07 in the morning, or is that in the afternoon? Man, I'd be happy if I scored $7 T-bone steak. Shit, I'd have bought out if I was getting them for that price. I'd have bought the whole pile. I'm not doing it. Me personally, I'm not doing anything for Memorial Day. I no offense to anybody here that is served. I just don't see the point. For those of you who did serve, happy Memorial Day early because I won't be here on Monday. I'll be stuck at work all day. But I just don't see the point in celebrating it. Like me personally. Haha, there you go. Yeah, I would have bought all of them. There was if at $7 a piece, if there was like 15 left, I would have bought the whole shelf. And then I would have sold them at ransom for twice the price. I'm like, here, you want a T-bone steak? $14. Sell 3 or 4 of them. You've already made back all the money you spent just buying a whole rack. Yeah. To be honest, I don't celebrate most holidays. The only ones I really celebrate, 4th of July and Halloween. And dead honest, since gonna be dead honest here, and this is just a short rant. Since the end term of a certain person, we'll say 2 terms ago, I have not had a need to celebrate 4th of July because with those two in office, it has basically diminished the value of said holiday. And that's as far as I will go on that one. 30 of them for $70. Ooh, nice. So tender T-bone steaks. Oh, that's on that side. I was like, what the heck? Who's walking outside my window? I was about to have to go out there and whack him with a kendo stick. But anyway, short rant on that one. But yeah, I'll be stuck at work, so I really don't give 2 squirts and a pickle fart.
I stepped out. What did Drop get 30 of them?
He got here, these ones here.
I don't know when the last time I had steak.
I
Mine
bought
usually-
steak for like $10 the other day.
It's too expensive up here.
Yeah, I don't know what it
up
is
here.
with
It's
steak in
25 to
Canada.
$30 per steak. Like when my husband was alive, he liked his steak, and I would pay the $10 to $15 back then for a steak, for a small steak. Now you're looking at cube steaks that are that price, and there's no way in hell I'm paying that price for a cube steak.
Oh, you can get
Which
flat
is just
steak.
a glorified hamburger, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, you get flat steaks here that are about roughly half an inch thick. You get 4 or 5 of them in a bag, and they're like $30. I'm like, God dang.
Well, the last time I went out in October and did some shopping, I got a small roast. And I usually will cut that up in order to make my stews. And that cost me like $49 for it. It was almost $50. That was back in October. Again, meat prices are atrocious, and they're just getting worse and worse every single day.
Yeah, meat prices are getting bad. Years ago, when I lived in Denver, when I was still a teenager living with folks, again, we had a fairly decent sized chest freezer, and we had a company that used to come by the house every week, was called Schwann's. Basically comes by in a yellow truck, and they would have a catalog, and you'd order stuff from the catalog. You'd basically pay for it right there, and if they had it in stock, they had it in stock. If they didn't, they would tell you, because they had all the digital stuff saying, oh, this is what I got in the truck. This is what I don't have in the truck. Well, the guy, we used to do that guy. We did it for 3 or 4 years. Knew the guy really well because he was the same route representative. And a couple of years in a row, we went halfers on a freaking cow. We went halfers on a heifer. 500 pounds of meat. We had flank, sirloin, steak, roast, freaking, you name it, we had it. And 500 pounds of meat in the freezer is a lot of meat. And we would do it once a year. We would actually eat 500 pounds of meat in a year, and we would do it, and we did that like 3 years in a row. And it would cost us like $600 for 500 pounds of meat back then. You try to do that now, and you're looking at probably like $2 to $3 grand for 500 pounds of meat. 3 in a package for $20. Nice.
Well, no, I did. What was it? Walmart about 2 months ago. I got 4 chicken breasts. Cost me $28 for 4 small chicken breasts.
Telling you, man, you need to go across the border, come down to the States and get that stuff. Chicken breast, chicken down here is cheap. Like, it's dirt. I feel like it's dirt cheap.
That's why I do less meat, more veggies and pasta. Meat is just way too expensive.
Yeah, but you need your proteins. Otherwise, your body starts to break down because your body is not designed to live on just starch and vegetables.
Well, that's why you have your eggs and your fish and your beans, legumes.
Yeah, I can't sit there and just eat beans all day long. I just no.
Hey, you can make a great chickpea salad that will taste awesome. And a chickpea salad can make you 2 meals.
You know, that's another thing I haven't actually picked up chickpeas. I was half tempted to buy a bag of lima beans because I'm the only one in my family, for some strange reason, who likes lima beans. My mom don't like them. My dad don't like them. My sister don't like them. She won't even touch them. I'm the only one in the family that likes lima beans, which is weird because it has the funkiest taste and texture. It's like eating sand with a touch of grass. Because anybody that's eaten a lima bean knows full well it is a rather grainy tasting bean versus any other bean that you can eat on the market. It just tastes grainy. With like it's like a cross between like a hint of grass and like tree leaves. I'll eat a whole freaking pot of those things. I don't even care. I'll just sit there and eat lima beans. I'm weird. I was half tempted to pick up a package the other day, but I was like, nah, my mom would be pissed if I started growing lima beans over here because I'm the only one that eats them.
Hey, as long as you like them, go for it.
Oh, I know it drops. Trust me, I've been a lot of the beans that was growing. I tried the first time was my pinto beans. I got them to successfully germinate. I got them to grow about a foot tall, but due to the fact that I was still very new to gardening and I was unaware of the conditions of which I needed to grow said beans, I had originally started them in a storage tote with no drainage. So, unbeknownst to myself at the time, I had actually drowned the beans. The roots actually basically rotted out because they were too wet, but I had got them to grow to about a foot tall before they all died. And I had about 10 or 12 of them in a storage tote. And then I hadn't
Well,
tried,
the
I
one
didn't
thing I
try it
want to
again
try
for like 2 years.
growing is chickpeas. Never grew them. I've got quite a bunch that are I bought that were dried that I put in my preps. Thinking of going in there and grabbing some out and seeing if I can grow them.
Yeah, most beans take up a lot of real estate. Yeah, I might consider growing chickpeas. If I can find some seed stock next year, I might consider growing it. But yeah, pinto beans, they take I mean, it's no different than any other bean. A pinto bean is the same as a freaking lima bean or black bean. Although black beans are kind of weird depending on the variety of black bean you have. Some of them are bush. Bush ain't going to get more than 8 or 10 inches tall, usually about a foot wide, depending on whether or not you trim it or maintain it. And they usually tend to grow better when they're in clusters, which I've noticed, versus say like string beans and other like Kentucky pole beans, which like those are runners and they will climb up everything and anything and they'll grow. They'll climb up like 20 feet. They don't even care. You could literally do a 3-story trellis and grow beans like pole beans on there, and them suckers will go all the way to the top. They don't give a crap. They'll straight run up 30 feet. They'd probably continue going if you had it even longer. Oh yeah. First time I did pole beans, I had the Kentucky Wonder pole beans, and I don't know how they managed to grow, but I had them on the edge of one of my planters. They were literally growing in 3 inches of dirt, 3 inches wide, and I had about 12 of them growing in a 5 foot space behind, behind a row of corn. And it got to the point where I actually had to make a structure on the back side out of basic tomato trellises, those little like plastic sticks that come with the clips. for like the triangular tomato trellises that usually come with about 12 little clips that clip on there. I did that. I had to make all the way across. I had 5 of those across that whole thing to use as a support because the beans were probably about 15 feet long. And I kid you not, the first time I grew those, I probably got about 15, 20 pounds of beans. I was getting beans so quick that I was having to give them away. I was sending my mom to school with a bag every couple of days, like half full of just beans. I'm like, here, take this to school. Like, they were just pooping them out like crazy. Yep.
No, that's something that you could eat, probably take over to the food bank.
I have a food bank here. I just don't know where it's at. I've never bothered to look for it because I never have enough excess between myself, my current family, uh, extended family, and my neighbors. Because I grow for myself, but at the same time, I also grow for my parents, and I grow for my neighbors, and then I grow for extended family. So basically, family on my mom's side.
Talking about family, how's your sister doing? Is she back yet?
She's been here since January. Well, not in the States. She's been in Florida since January. They will be moving to Illinois in about 6 to 8 months. They'll be over there. Let's see, what are we on? Month 5. So yeah, next year they'll be moving to Illinois and then they'll be over there permanently. I got 3 people watching. No.
Okay, Drop. What are you going to do with 300 pounds of black beans?
Shit, make bean soup or grow them. So I have the black turtle bush beans, which is the reason why I was telling you it depends on the bean that you're growing. Black turtle bush beans doesn't grow more than about a foot, maybe a foot and a half tall, depending on how well you maintain that plant. It is not a trellising plant, which I found out last season when I grew it. And they work best, like no joke, that plant will work perfectly fine in clusters. If you plant like 3 or 4 of them next to each other, 3 of them in a triangle, 4 of them in a square, they'll sit there and they'll just lay on top of each other. They really do not, that plant does not get, from what I noticed, more than about a foot, foot and a half tall. I tried to get it to climb up the trellis I planted it next to, did not do it. Would not for the life of me climb up that trellis. Peas, on the other hand, again, that's something else that I'm doing this again for the 4th season or 3rd season in a row trying to grow peas. I've noticed now at this point, I've realized you cannot plant 2 or 3 of them by themselves and expect them to grow. You have to plant dozens of them next to each other, and they basically just hold on to each other and will grow. So we'll see what my peas do this season. Hopefully I'll have actually a successful harvest off my peas, because every other year that I've tried to grow them, I've gotten like 3 or 4 pea pods, and then that is it.
Cliff.
Cecilia.
Darling, I'm going to have to jump off StreamYard and just stay in the chat because right now it's freezing up on me quite a bit. So I'm missing the conversation more than I would on just the chat. So just to let you know, I'm dropping off the chat off StreamYard, but I'll still be in the chat.
Okay, understood. We'll see you in the chat. Thank you for popping up. I can do a link, CR, but to be honest, I'm only going to go about another 12 minutes anyway, just due to the fact that I've already been on here almost 3 hours. And my spicy beverage is almost empty. If you would have said that like 30 minutes ago, I would have thrown that in there. No problemo. But currently, at the moment, I am not going to stay on too much longer. Yeah, sorry about that. Love to have you up here, but yeah, again, it's already almost 9:30, so I do want to unwind. Holy shit, pancakes. Evan, long time no see, my friend. How are you doing? I do hope all is well in your neck of the woods. He'll just go live. You already went live today once, which me and Jason both missed because we were at work. Man, I bet you Colin would be mad as hell right now if you saw that you were on my channel and didn't even. Ooh, he'd be mad. Yeah, you're doing the forestry thing, aren't you, right now, if I'm not mistaken, or the fire. Is it forestry or firefighter? I cannot remember. I've had so many people doing random things, and I've like lost track of everybody. I swear to God, you were live at 11 o'clock this morning, or was that yesterday? Firefighter, that's right. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, hard to tell the background image. I can't tell if that's forest or whatnot. So, how's the firefighter life treating you? Yeah, I'll set that over there. Was that Friday? See, all the days blend together for me. Nice. How many have you had to deal with a lot of fires recently, or has it been fairly kind of like neutral? Why would you need a manifest to send seeds? When all you have to do on the package is just put seeds and then like list the seeds, I guess, or just tell them it's a gift for whatnot and not even worry about that. Because I need to figure out if I can send them or not to Cecilia. I'm just going to throw them in a package and send them out. See if I can't get them up there. Yep. No more on that one. I will not be doing a third one. I am actually... Oh, nice. Congrats on that one, Evan. I'll say an early congrats. See, I wish we had the free restrictions that we used to have between us and Canada. But no, due to Captain Sparkle Socks, everything's got to be freaking stupid and way harder than it needs to be. So great, that means I'm going to have to print out a manifest in order to send the stuff that I need to send to you. That's going to be a pain in the keister. Blake, you know damn well what jug this is, you fart stain. That's my damn freaking water bottle that I was going everywhere with at the campsite. I never left anywhere with this. Like, look at that. Got that nice... Dude, this spicy sticker's been on here since... God, I think the thing's been on there like 3 years now. And that sucker ain't even faded. I barely got a couple of scratches on there. Then I got my old school, my Hidden Woodsman's patch on there from my next door workplace. It's Perico's Brew. I've got Four Directions Bushcraft, which sucks. That company no longer is around. And I think I only have one more sticker. So when that sticker dies, I'm going to be really sad. And then I got Jason's sticker. I need more stickers on my water bottle, though. I've only got like 5 stickers on here. I have somewhere around here, I have a Fallery's Makery and Mischief sticker, but I don't know where the hell I put it. I got a ton of these things. I have like 3 or 4 of those ones. I got about 4 freaking spicy stickers. Not too much, just Evan popping in. Haven't seen Evan in like 2 years. It's just awesome to have him. Cameron, thank you. It's awesome to have him in here. Oop, I suppose I could hit him, hide that one. Well, I'm glad that the fire season has been kind of slow for you. And again, congratulations on July being a full timer. That had to been a lot of work to get to that point. Cecilia, I work all day Monday. I go to work at 9:30 in the morning and I don't get off until, well, this week I'm actually probably not going to get off of work until 11. I have a concert on Monday, so it's going to be a very long day for me. And again, even if it wasn't a concert day, I still work 12 hours on Monday. So Mondays, to be dead honest, folks, if you post a video on Monday, I get the notification on this thing. I just delete it or remove it because I do not have the time. Dead honest, I do not have the time to watch it. By the time I get home, it is 11 p.m. Sometimes 12. And I just don't have the time. So I do apologize in advance for anybody that posts anything on Mondays. I just physically do not have the time to watch it. It would have to be a sticker that I would actually want from Earl's channel. To be honest, I don't really know who Earl is. Jason talks about him, but he's just not a channel I follow. I'm pretty sure I do not even have him subscribed. I'm very particular about who I subscribe to. And to be dead honest, I need to go through my subscription list and just wipe out people. Some of these people I don't follow anymore or I don't listen to their channels anymore. I get the notification and I just instantly delete it. But Wednesdays, I'm usually fairly busy doing stuff around the house, trying to get everything set up for gardening. And I will be out there like 8 or 10 hours just gardening. Get up at 10 o'clock. Well, I'll get up at around 8:30ish, get out there by 10:30, 11, and I'm out there until like maybe 20 minutes before Jason goes live. Sometimes I've even been late to Jason's live because I just have so much stuff to do outside. Yeah, I'm steering away from a lot of that just due to the fact that I don't hunt and I have very little time at this point to go fishing. So I wish I had more time to do a lot of stuff, but I now understand why homesteaders are always so completely worn out. There is so much to do. Even if you think you're done, there is still so much to do on the homestead. And I consider myself a gardener, but at the same time, I consider myself a miniature homesteader, like a mini homesteader. I don't have any livestock, so I'm technically not a farmer. So I'm just kind of like in between. I'm still considering getting bees. I would really like to get some bees. If I'm allergic to bees, that's going to suck. But at the same time, I really kind of want bees. I don't know where I'm going to put them. That's the only problem. Technically, I really don't have the property size to house bees. Because if I get bees, I'd have to get like acknowledgement or clearance from like all of my neighbors within like couple, I'd say probably 4 or 5 houses up. But again, at the same time, I just don't know what I would do with it. I mean, I would like bees just to help me pollinate. Plants would be great for my squash, sunflowers, other things that require that are non-self pollinating. Drops, that's the same thing with that's the same problem with everything. It takes time and effort to get anything to go the way you want it to. Will it be worth it in the long run? Possibly. If all else fails, I lose an entire hive of bees, which is going to suck. But it's trial and error. It's the same thing with gardening. You win some, you lose some. You plant it in the ground. If it doesn't grow, well, shit, those ones died. You just keep going. You just move forward one step after the next. If you're going to let one drawback stop you from proceeding, then you might as well have just quit in the first place. Me, I've done trial and error. I've planted corn 4 times already because the stuff that I have back here, my corn seeds from like last year, overwintered outside, so they froze, technically destroying the cell membranes of the said corn. But yeah, I'm still going. I still keep planting. I keep trying to get it to go. So the more corn I have, the more I have stock for next year. Whether or not my germination rate's 75% or 40%, I really don't care at this point. I'm just trying to grow for fun. I'm not growing for commercial values. I don't have the property for it. But I continue to plant. Every week I find somewhere to plant something. This week on my days off, I planted potatoes. I had a bunch of little, basically slicer potatoes, or AKA breakfast potatoes. And I planted about 20 of them in 2 different locations. Whether or not they do anything, that's literally up to the potato. So we'll see what happens. I mean, to be honest, I'm running out of space actually to grow more stuff. I have to grow everything in containers. More containers I have, less space I get, because I'm running out. I'm on 1/3 of an acre, minus a house, an RV, and 7 vehicles. I have a compost bin that's taken up 5.5 by like 11 feet, which is half compost bin, half garden. I have another compost bin that's 2 feet wide by 5 feet wide, 5 feet long, which I have to destroy sometime this year. I'm supposed to have that done by the end of last month, but I never got around to it. Yeah, we have a lot of vehicles. A lot of vehicles. Yep, 7 vehicles on this property. Hauling trailer and a pop-up camper. But yeah, a lot of vehicles. But yeah, I have a lot of work on this that I've been doing on this property to improve the aesthetic value and the overall just functionality of the property. We went from completely desolate, barren dirt to I have almost a full on, I'm getting close to a full production value front garden. I think within another year or two, I will have everything that I need down to I would say science, but not quite. I would just keyed to where I need it to be, and then I can go from there. I just need to figure out over the next year or two, since I have the spaces that I have, to figure out what exactly is going to work best in what area. Once I key that in, I will be able to just go. Because I would definitely like to produce more than what I currently have been producing over the last 3 years. But again, it just takes time and effort. And I do have a more or less full-time job. I work anywhere between 6 to 10 hours, 6 to 12 hours, depending on the day. And then I come home and do gardening, and I'm on here a lot. You guys, most of you that are in the chat, you see me 3-4 times a week on lives, on a live or in a live, or you see me in a chat somewhere. I can only get so much done between all that. So I have very limited options. I can either completely disappear from YouTube and just completely garden. I can quit my job and see if maybe by some miracle what I do in the garden can actually start paying my salary or pay me to live and survive and do everything else. Or I can just whatever. Like the third option is just kind of up in the air. Would I like to do what I'm doing now on a grander scale? Yes, I would. I honestly, versus going out camping and doing whatever, fishing and all that shit, to be dead honest, I would like to do that every once in a while. But at the moment, I'm in a really good groove doing the gardening scene. Been doing it for 4 years now. 3 years of that has basically been on YouTube. I'm actually having fun with it, getting to know and learn a lot more about gardening from fellow gardeners, fellow homesteaders. I find a lot of new information almost weekly. No, I am not growing broccoli. Broccoli is nasty. 100% nasty. I'd rather eat dried dog shit over broccoli. Broccoli is gross. Yeah, but one of your utility tractors you turned into a four-wheel drive, Grace. But yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of figuring out what I want to do. One of my beds I'm going to have to redo at some point because it is starting to fall apart, mainly due to the fact that that was the last one I had to build, and I actually had to physically go to the red box store and buy lumber in order to make it. So that bed's actually falling apart faster than the first one I made, due to the fact that the first one I made was made with heavy pine resin boards. So they're a lot more rot resistant than the other two beds that I made. So my first two raised beds are doing fantastic. Not a problem with them. The second two are starting to break down slowly. At some point, I'm probably going to have to replace the rib structure that holds them all together, due to the fact that the first time I built them, I did not put screws in there long enough. Yes, matter of opinion on that one, Grace. Yes, 100% matter of opinion. Me personally, I find broccoli gross. Cauliflower, on the other hand, which I understand is technically the albino version of broccoli, I think tastes better in certain soups. Broccoli's just gross. I'm not a big fan of celery either. I can eat it. It's just too fibrous for me. It's like trying to bite into an orange. I just can't do it. I like the taste of orange juice. I just cannot physically eat an orange. There is just something about it that just, the flavors, I don't mind the flavor. It's the texture. But yeah. I would say yes, but again, it's with like everything else. Your interests are going to change over the years. Think about it from like a grade school standard. In grade school, we wanted to be one of four things: firefighter, police officer, paramedic, or freaking astronaut, or a pilot. Like as kids. And for the very small percentage of people that actually continued on that trend, some of us actually made it to that aspect of the, where we wanted to be when we grew up. Aspects of life or interests change over the years. When I first moved into this location, the first, I don't know, probably 5-6 years, I was into, actually, I'd probably say the first 3 years, I was really big into containers. Container homes, container off-grid container cabins, blah, 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 anything that can do with a container. Hell, I even made a container home drawing on some graph paper that I have up in my closet. Still have plans to do that at some point, but I have to have my own property. Interests change over the years. For a while there, I was into the bushcraft community, heavily into the bushcraft community, and that's all I was doing. Bushcraft, fishing, camping, outdoor stuff. Over the last 3-4 years, my interests have completely changed, and I am now doing the gardening aspect, which, to be dead honest, I find more beneficial and more like productive than going out to the woods and camping. Yes, you can go out to the woods and camp and relax, but it's all of the stuff you have to do before that. Got to find a camp spot. Got to make sure all your gear is there. Got to make sure all your gear is working. So you have setup, tear down, repackaging. If you're freaking weight weenie, you got to make sure all your lines are blah blah blah. Titanium stakes, so they're ultra light. Remove stuff here, remove stuff there. It's too much. I've done it all before. It's a pain in the butt. When I used to go camping, I used to have a 2-page list, front and back, of stuff that you would need for camping, stuff you wouldn't need for camping, things if you took it and you didn't use it, you would mark it off the list, be like, we don't need this. The whole rigmarole is a pain in the ass. Straight up, it's a pain in the ass. Getting ready for a camping trip is a pain in the butt. If you're going solo, not as bad. But for a family of 4, maybe friends, it's a huge pain in the butt. Cycling, to me, cycling is not a problem. You get a bag, you get some water, you grab extra shirt, sun shirt, whatever, hat, fill your bag up with the extras you need, couple of extra spare tires, air pump, some water, trail snacks, couple granola bars maybe. You're good to go. But I will still do the fishing. I just have to have time for it, which I don't right now. Mainly due to gardening. But I feel the gardening is more rewarding than going out camping. I feel with camping you're relaxing, but you're losing stuff because you have to pay for it, got to eat all the food, which you're not going to gain back. Versus gardening, where I'm sitting here growing my own food, getting the satisfaction of growing my own food, because now I don't have to go to the store and buy it. Again, mind you, I'm not growing 50, 60 pounds of beans all in one shot because I do not have the space for it. If I did have the space, that would be a whole nother story a long ways down the road. But for now, I'm only growing what I'm physically able to grow in the space that I have to grow. And I've missed a whole bunch of stuff on here. No, broccoli's still gross. Yeah, they weren't too bad. I mean, I normally don't do, honestly, Grace, I do not normally do dehydrated fruits. But, yeah, I ate them all. I finally finished them off. It took me a while. I eat one here or there, eat one here, eat one there. But, yeah, I mean, like, I wasn't, it was interesting because I've never had that particular fruit dehydrated and or covered in chocolate. So it was an interesting taste for me. They weren't bad. They weren't horrible. That's for a fact. They were good. Just wasn't 100% my cup of tea, but I do appreciate the gesture. And yes, I did finally finish them off. About 2-3 weeks ago, I actually finished them off. I like to savor things over time. But yeah, they were not too bad. But again, it was not something I was honestly expecting. But yeah, they were definitely delicious. Like I said, I've never had that particular fruit dehydrated. Then again, I've never had a lot of dehydrated fruit personally, or covered in chocolate. So it's a very unique taste to me personally. But still, I give it a thumbs up. Actually, I'll give it 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up and a big fat white guy. I've fished most of my life, but I've never liked the taste of fish. I wish I could say the same on that one, CR, but all of my sunflowers have decided to struggle like crazy this year because it has been stupid hot. Now, you can doubt all you want, but there's a lot more people that hunt elk or moose and deer than you think. Just not everybody posts it on social media because why bother? You killed an animal, you ate it. As long as you're getting the meat from it and you're utilizing all of the animal, then you're good to go. Me personally, I'm not a big hunter. So if I happen to shoot a deer, that was probably out of necessity because I'm starving and I'm stuck in the forest. Yeah, you have to with that one. You have to take a pack mule when you're hunting a creature that weighs 2,000 pounds. Ooh, went too far. I'll post a couple of these and then we're going to wind her down, folks. I was supposed to go 15 minutes ago, but a drops, I do believe you mean a winch, not a wench. Because nobody takes those out anywhere anymore. Nowadays, they're just called 3-letter words, and you usually find it in the gardening section. Ford ain't good for nothing other than breaking down on the side of the highway. All right, take care, CR. See you later, man. Have a good one. Yeah, see, that's what I did. I did them. I would do like one here, one there. I wasn't gonna sit down and just eat them all at once, just because it's hard for me to sit and eat like something that I know has a high citric content plus sugar. Because I mean, you can taste the citrus in them even though they're dehydrated. Oh, man, I'm like roasting. It's almost 80 degrees in my room right now. Good Lord, I'm dying over here. And it's 72 degrees outside. It's crazy. But anyways, folks, I'm going to wind her down. I've only got a couple people watching here, and I appreciate everyone for staying. CR Drops, Grace, Cecilia, anyone else who may or may not still be here. Evan, if you're still here, awesome. If not, awesome again. It was great to see you, brother. I have missed you. Ooh, you can see I'm getting a little flushed over here because of the alcohol and the heat, and I'm like roasting over here. But anywho's, folks, yep, I'm going to be heading off here anyways because I am roasting and I need to kind of unwind and cool down because I'm not going to get to sleep at this rate. It is too damn hot. But anyways, once again, folks, I thank you all for joining me tonight on this lovely Saturday. I know we did get a little bit off of topic here, so next week we will stay on topic regardless. So for those of you who are interested, I believe next week me and Jason may or may not be planning on doing nothing but soil talk. So pH something, basically just soil shenanigans. So hopefully we'll keep that one on track. We will be doing, I believe, a limited panel. If you are not going to be talking about gardening, we will not have you up on chat. Dead honest. That is just how it's going to be. We would like to keep on subject and on topic as best as we physically can. So, until then, folks, hope you have a great weekend. Happy Memorial Day for those of you who do celebrate. Have fun. Don't get too drunk. And if you do get too drunk, stay your ass at home. Until then, you guys have a wonderful weekend. I will catch you on the flip side. This is going to be Fox Outdoors signing off. Y'all